After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 512. Today is Monday, July 4th, 2022, as we are recording. Happy Independence Day to everyone in the United States.
I'm going to bring our flag down.
I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
Want to welcome you all to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad that you found us. We hope you see something you like and that you will return. And if you are returning, we're always glad to have you back. If you are new or returning but in the shadows, please feel free to join us officially. Just tap the little red subscribe button and the little bell so you get notifications, and then you won't miss any podcasts. If you want to take part in the alongs and camaraderie and all the fun stuff like that, that happens at our homepage, which is phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. Yes, I'm saying that so much I can now say it without looking at it. Yeah, so that's that.
Yes.
The Minestrati, okay.
Felicia is being patriotic.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay.
Because she somehow has become like the podcast mascot.
Because she just is.
Because she has personality somehow.
She does. She does. With all her colors that are all that.
No, it's more than that. Just special. I think probably because you like her. You go first because you have more than me.
All right. I am having from Adagio the Eye of the Tiger tea. Not Eye of the Tiger, Year of the Tiger tea, which came out, I believe, in January of this year. It was because it's the Year of the Tiger. And I forget what all is in. It's got chocolate and orange and
yeah, it's basically
cinnamon.
a orange.
It's a orange. And it's in my I crochet an owl mug that the lovely Crystal gave me from Chronically Crocheting. And Crystal, I'm catching up on your podcasts. I listened to one of them today. This is really good. Do you want to taste it? It's a little mild this time.
I know I like this one.
It's a little mild, though. I don't know what I did differently this time. Maybe I didn't put enough tea in.
No, I think it's fine. Okay. So this, I have a new to me tea. Didn't have any patriotic mugs. I forgot to dress in red, white, and blue. Or blue.
Blue and blue jeans.
So I'm too warm to wear my white sweater right now.
A little chilly right now. I'll get warm in a little bit.
So I decided that I would grab one of the National Park tea collection, and I am doing Shenandoah because
that's our park.
That's our park.
Mm-hmm.
We have in it is green tea, lemon peel, ginger pieces, natural lemon flavor, and butterfly pea flowers. I have done 1 teaspoon of tea sugar and 1 teaspoon of green tea honey.
I've got 2 teaspoons of tea sugar in mine. The rock tea sugar. Because it's 16 ounces or 14 ounces, whatever it is.
That's rather good. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's my favorite, but it's good.
Right now, anything that's caffeinated is good. It smells good.
It's very lemony, I think, but still mild.
Doesn't taste like much of anything.
No, it's very mild.
Can I taste it again?
Yeah. You get the lemon more the second time around.
It doesn't taste like much of anything to me.
It's a very mild
It's very mild. You can taste almost like a little bit of evergreen in the back.
Maybe, I taste...
Maybe that's the pea flower?
Maybe.
It doesn't taste like much of it. It's very, very mild with a little bit... There's the lemon. A little bit of the lemon.
You get a little bit of the lemon. It's almost more of like it's a smell than it's a...
Yeah, it's almost like drinking pine needles. But now I feel like I can smell pine needles and evergreen. It's really weird. I'm not sure what I feel about that tea. I actually feel like I have an evergreen in my mouth. In my nose.
I see what you're saying now. I didn't get that the first time around.
Yeah, it's like a delayed reaction.
Yeah. Huh.
It smells like a Christmas tree. It smells like a Christmas tree in my nose, in my mouth. Yeah.
But you get that kind of like prickly, not quite prickly, but it's like that feeling, like you said, like evergreen.
It doesn't feel prickly. It smells evergreeny.
You see, I don't smell it. I feel it.
My you might not want to drink that then.
Oh, I don't mean feel it here. I feel it.
Okay.
I mean, it's lemon. I can handle lemon,
Okay.
and it's green tea. The only thing that's new to me is the butterfly pea flowers, and we'll keep an eye on that.
My thing is still downloading. I am working off my Kindle, but not off. It's off my email as opposed to my my Kindle app thing that puts it right on my Kindle, and so it's a little more difficult for me to follow because it gets all wobbly and goes here and there and everywhere. So bear with me. Okay.
I forgot to mention my mug. It's my I'd rather be knitting mug.
Yeah. Okay. Now. All right. Going on to thank you to, I believe it was Jody, Jodidiah, who said, "Hey, you mentioned the new along and you forgot to mention tortoise versus hare."
I should have grabbed my bunny mug.
So yeah, tortoise versus hare is also going on now, and that one we'll talk about in just a minute. First, we're gonna before we go into our alongs, I know you guys want to know about the prizes, okay? Because we finished the second quarter of Tea and Tales, and we finished the what was it? Second quarter.
Second word.
Autism awareness.
Yeah.
Autism awareness. So before we get into the alongs, I want to go through that. And honestly, it made it easy for me because for this time around, when I pulled the prizes, I pulled the same two people every single time I pulled. Every single time. So these two people are getting two prizes. Okay. Don't stop trying. It's just that for whatever reason, these two people just kept coming up regardless of what I did.
If you keep up with their output, that could be you.
It could be you. Anyway.
Although sometimes it's really like a draw. Like you'll
Yeah.
find someone who posted once and they still win.
Okay, so the first winner for the Tea and Tales is Jody, who is Jodidiah, and Jodidiah, who is Jody. And she's won for Tea and Tales.
Jody, who's Jodidiah, Jodidiah, who's Jody.
Yes, Tea and Tales. What's this one? Let me check.
Cute.
I have little notes in here so I know who's who. I pulled all the prizes for all the alongs that we are doing this year.
Oops, sorry.
Except for, I think I pulled all of them.
And by pulled, you don't mean pull to see who won, because that would be...
No. I pulled out the prizes and put them in bags.
I just wanted to clarify, because sometimes you use pulled the other way as well, that like you pulled names for prizes.
Okay, this is not the right one. This is...
And I wanted to make sure it didn't sound like you predetermined who would win.
Okay, Jody. Okay, Jody, you got this. It's a skein. It looks like one of those Zober balls.
Oh, no, it's not. That's not a Zauber ball.
I said it looks like one of them.
Because it's...
Yeah, it's a Zober ball.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's a Zauber ball. It doesn't... I thought you were talking about a gobstopper, which looks very different.
And this is 420 meters, which I think is like 415 yards or something.
I've used something similar or the same. Remember those when I was making all those Zuzu's petals? I used something very similar to that. I had several I made like that.
Jody, this looks like it would be really fun for fall stuff. It looks kind of Halloweenish.
I don't... Well, it says it can be socks.
It's socks, yeah. Sock yarn.
I was just checking to see what it had in it, because...
But I'm sure that Jody can make
Oh, it does have nylon.
I'm sure that Jody can make a sock weight.
The only reason why I was looking is because I wasn't sure if there's any plying. I guess there is.
Don't pull it. This Jody, whatever you want to make with this, I look forward to seeing what it becomes. So you won the Zober ball for the Tea and Tales, Jody.
Very cool.
Okay, congratulations. Okay, that's one. And the second one to win for Tea and Tales for the second quarter is I Know Who You Are, and you won this Christmas bag that Rena had donated.
Very cool.
Okay, so you won the Tea and Tales, the Christmas bag, so you can work on. You've got some fingerprints on here. I think a little bit of Windex will take that off.
So if you lift the fingerprints and then commit a crime, you can put Mom's fingerprints there. And
I've removed them. They're gone.
did you just remove them with your own fingerprints? Because that's not how it works.
Well, it's all smudged though. They won't be able to. Okay.
I removed my fingerprints with my fingerprints.
So you'll be able to see what you're doing. I know who you are. I need your full name, and I know you've given me your name several times. Just do it again for me, because I always forget. I'm not very good at that kind of stuff, because I'm not talking to you by name. So I need you to give me your name and address and tell me that you won for Tea and Tails. That's really weird. Hold on. What have I done here?
Yes, ma'am.
What have I done here?
That does have her name on it.
No, these both have Jody's name on them.
Did you?
Okay. Jody. All right. Excuse me. All right. Jody. Jody won these two. Jody won this other one for, I must have mismarked one of these. Jody won one of these for autism awareness, and the other one for Tea and Tails.
Okay, we better make sure the others are marked. I know who you are.
Yeah, they are. These two are I know who you are. Okay, so I'm sorry. Jody, you won the bag and the Zober ball. I know who you are. You won this lovely skein of yarn. It's and because it's just the two of you, you can just tell me what you want, okay?
Yeah.
This is a Lion Brand Sock Ease yarn. Beautiful colors, also fall colors.
Mm-hmm.
And you also won these two.
Well, you also have.
Yeah, but I'm not telling you about that.
Oh.
And then you also won Patton's, I think it's Sockies. These are really pretty color. Croy socks.
I've
Croy
heard about
socks.
Croy sock.
These are really pretty. It's kind of a,
It looks like a heavier sock.
it's like a navy-ish. There's two of these, navy, blue, tan.
I just wanted to see what the weight
But
is.
look, the color is showing up. Really
Yeah,
well,
it
you
is.
can see the
That's-
weight in this one.
I didn't want to mess you up.
So this, you have these two, okay? So I know who you are. You won the Croy socks yarn, and you won the Sockies yarn.
Okay, so they say this is a fingering weight, but
It looks like a sport.
It's a heavier fingering weight. It's it'll be nice for the warm socks. Because you look at this other one, that's definitely thinner.
Yep. So
They're very different, which is nice.
I know who you are. You've got this really pretty kind of green and orange, and then this blue yarn, okay? And
Bluey, purpley.
yeah, and Jody, you've got the orange yarn and the bag.
It's not just orange, it's orange and purple.
Well, yeah, but that's the one that'll say I know what it is, the orange. Okay, so I apologize for the mix-up. I really tried hard to get everything labeled properly, but I was doing it while doing family time, and so I was a little distracted. But those are the prizes. I did pull several times to see if I could maybe have an extra prize or something so somebody else could get it, and the same names kept coming up. So I said, okay, next time around somebody else will win. Not because I know that for a fact, but just keep putting the stuff in. You will win something, I'm sure. So those are the prize winners. Congratulations, and
Yes.
thank you everybody who participated. We are now on quarter 3 for Tea and Tails, and we're doing a new along, which I'm going to get to now.
I don't feel like this cools very nicely.
No?
I actually don't care for it. At the beginning, I liked it better than I do now.
Actually, I think it's a little stronger now that it's
Well, it's
cooling.
stronger. I
It's
just
not-
don't
it's
like
not-
it.
I don't mind. I like it better when it's cooler, but it's still not something I would drink.
It's just not cooling to something I like.
You don't have to drink. You want something else?
I'm going to try a little bit more and make sure I don't like it. If not, I'll just have my water, I guess. I'm not going to stop the podcast and make another cup of tea.
Okay. I can give you mine.
No, it's okay.
All right. The current alongs, I apologize for the kind of discombobulated beginning. It kind of threw me. I was really trying hard to get the things in right order. The current alongs, we're still doing let's just go with what's first. Arthritis, cardiac dysautonomia. That has started. And this runs from July 1st to September 30th. And projects may be knitted, loom knitted, or crocheted. 1 whip per project per week. The FO whenever it's completed. The tag is PHNACD. That's arthritis, cardiac dysautonomia 2022. Thank you, Pat, for the catch. It is not 2012. It is 2022. Okay? I have to still fix it in the thread, but 2022. Okay? I'm on Instagram. Projects must not be finished prior to July 1st. You have to be working on them during the along, okay? They don't have to be finished by September 30th, but they have to be worked on, all right, to be eligible. They have to have some shades of red, including pink, shades of blue, shades of purple, shades of teal to be eligible, okay? That takes in all the colors for all the different
awarenesses.
Awarenesses, I was going to say, not disorders, that's not the word I was looking for. Conditions.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's see here. Any Franciscan Gypsy design, Laura Concert design, or Lady Fernico creation design, I only have one at the moment, but any of those designs, or any Franciscan Lady Fernico yarn or Crocheting Houvian yarn, which is Lollipop Girl yarns, if you use those in a project that's a finished object, they're eligible for 2 chances at a prize because they're featured yarns and patterns. If you have the yarn and pattern together in a finished object, then that's 3 chances at a prize, but you are responsible for your multiple postings. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us or write something on the board. We have really good moderators and quasi-moderators on the board who know what they're talking about, and they will answer you if we don't get to you fast enough. Rena, thank you for locking the threads because I didn't do it, so I'm assuming either you did it or Patty did it, so thank you very much. Let's see.
Oh, I wanted to insert here because you mentioned something about Instagram, and I wanted to say it before I forgot. I've been locked out of I've been hacked in my Instagram, so I currently have set up another one. I don't know if I'll get access back. Laura's trying to get me, because I was working on it for over 24 hours by the time that Laura was like, let me try something. So Laura's working on something from her end. No matter what I do, I can't get access back. I think I've locked the hacker out with my attempts, but I have my main account I can no longer access. So my new one is Talia Reads and Knits. There isn't anything on there yet. But if I do at some point get access to my other one back, it'll probably just be like pictures of book stuff because it doesn't hurt. I'm not going to get rid of it. It doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the account right now because I'm kind of afraid to put anything related to Franciscan Gypsy at this point. So it's just not worth getting another, because I did do that, and I did Franciscan Gypsy and like an underscore, and I got locked out. Actually, my account got blocked, so it's no longer existent, that one. So
okay, the next along, which is also new, is not autism awareness. I don't have my information. I thought I put it in here. Hold on, let me check what's going on here.
I need to go back to putting both of our Instagrams and our shop Instagrams on the description. I thought I did at one point.
Let me just find out. I know I put... Oh, okay. I put Tortoise Fish's hair after the prize draws, so it's the prize draws are dividing the 2 current alongs.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it took me a little while to get a hold of Laura. That's why it took so long for me to get the thread up. But we are doing Tortoise versus Hare again this year, which is exciting. So
yes.
Yeah, the friendly rivalry, go at it. Tortoises, we need more tortoises because we lost some of our tortoises to attrition and things like that. So,
and I would suggest, even if, cause since a lot of our activity seems to be on YouTube, feel free to do your smack talk on YouTube for Tortoise v. Hare.
Yeah, the more people see it, maybe more people will join us for it.
Yeah, so I mean, please
keep it kind though.
Yeah, keep it kind though. Please, obviously, for sure, please continue in the PHN home.
Right.
But yeah, go, do your Tortoise v. Hare commentary in the YouTube comments as well.
Yep. We love to have the activity there. Now, we might not be able to keep up with all of it, but I know that Rena is kind of straddling the fence. Rena, you are not a rabbit.
Yeah, you are.
Rena, you are not a bunny. You are a tortoise.
Are a bunny.
You had a vacation last year. Now you're a tortoise again.
You're a bunny.
We will give you tea and cookies. Okay. Anyway, we Tortoise versus Hare. Laura has opened it up. Would you say she opened it too?
I thought it was. Hold on, let me bring up the text.
I think she said knitting, crocheting.
Hold on, I have it in text.
All right, for us it's knitting, crocheting, loom knitting, and we are adding in whatever Laura. This is Laura's along. We're co-hosting, so we are going to go by her rules in terms of what she accepts. This is the only one that we're going to be accepting things that are not fiber arts. Okay.
Okay, so she is including cross stitching and paper crafts along with keychains and tumblers.
Okay, so cross stitching.
And we had talked about cross stitching at one point when
Right.
we were doing more.
Cross stitching, paper crafts, keychains, and tumblers will be accepted here as well.
And I kind of feel like if you do paper crafts, cross stitching kind of should come in because cross stitching kind of straddles that line where it's kind of like paper crafts, like it's pictures and stuff, but
It's
it's
not paper craft.
It's not. It's fiber art.
That's art. Yeah, it's fiber. It's fiber. It's got fiber. It's got
It's
thread.
got, what I'm saying though is it makes me feel like it's the kind of like the step in between.
I don't know about that.
Where-
But
okay.
Anyway, I see it more because it's using thread and
Well, yeah,
fabric.
yeah.
So, but anyway, so for tortoise versus hare only,
Oh, my hair
it's
is
knitting,
awful.
crocheting, loom knitting, paper crafts, cross stitching, tumblers, and keychains. Okay, and I'm gonna need to have that to update.
Oh, you don't have it in your.
She didn't send it to me.
Okay, let me
So,
go ahead and copy this and.
And this will all be in the threads. You can do any of those things in the tortoise versus hare. Okay, this goes from July 1st through September 30th. Okay, July, August, September, yes. And the rules are basically the same, okay, as all of our other alongs regarding multiple postings and things like that. The featured patterns, featured yarns are the same. Mine, Talia's, and Laura's. Anything regarding us that fits the theme is a featured yarn or featured pattern. And if you get a finished object for a pattern or yarn, 2 chances of prize. If it has both the yarn and the pattern in the finished object, then it's 3 chances at a prize. You're responsible for the multiple postings. The hashtag is tortoise versus hare. It's tortoise versus hare 2022. I don't know if we used to put the PHN or not because it's Laura's along.
I don't know. It does. The only reason. Because what does she usually do for hers?
I don't know what she does for hers.
We might have done PHN if only to separate from other tortoise v hare because people do have things with tortoise versus hare, and there's would be so much to
How about
go
this?
through.
PHN
Hoovian.
CW
There we go.
2022. Okay.
Yeah, because otherwise they're going to have to weed through so much.
Right.
There, I've just whoopsie.
So the
I just sent you
hashtag
that.
the hashtag for this is PHN. Oh, I forgot to put the. It's PHNCWTH 2022 tortoise versus hare. Okay, so it's got a lot of letters there, but it's PHNCWTH 2022. All
But I
right,
feel like you kind of need that just because there's just so much.
and I'll put that in the thread as soon as I remember. It's hashtag PHNCWTH 2022. So. Yeah, all right. Any turtle or rabbit themed patterns, yarns, or projects will count towards the Cal Lal, and as I said, cross stitching and paper crafts and tumblers and keychains. Okay, will be allowed in this along only in our group. Okay. Whips and FOs in the same thread, and just all the normal things apply. Okay, there are no color. Parameters for
Yeah,
this.
no.
There's no requirements.
It's all. Yeah.
It's, as long as it's tortoise and or hare, it doesn't have to be toys anymore. It used to only have to be toys, but not
that
anymore.
was its original.
That was the
iteration.
original iteration. Yeah. So now you can have mosaic. You can have cards. You can have drawings. Whatever. Because paper craft we consider drawings. So if you have a drawing that you did of sea turtles or whatever, that would be eligible in both groups. So
if you did a origami bunny.
So this is open wide because it's Laura's along. We are following her rules in that respect.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to open it up a little wider.
So this is something we haven't done in the past.
Right. The only time we did veer a little bit from that was when we accepted for the charity long. We accepted masks during the pandemic.
Yes, we did. Yes,
Sewn
we did.
masks. Mm-hmm. So so that's that. If you have any questions, contact us on PHN. Probably me. You can contact us on the board. Ren is very knowledgeable. Pat is very knowledgeable. Jody, a lot of those people are very knowledgeable on the group. So
Do the people who make bags, does that count?
that's sewing.
Okay, that's what I wanted to verify.
That's sewing. I don't really want to open it up that
Too
much.
much. Yeah, just wanted to check.
If Laura decides to open it up to that, then we will add it.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, as we stand right now,
Mm-hmm.
this along is are flexible along because it's not ours.
Right.
And so we are co-hosts.
We're guests.
We're guests in this along. Yes, we are permanent guests, but we are guests in this along. So, yeah. Okay, so that takes care of that.
Well, I mean, if you go to somebody's house every Thanksgiving, you're still a guest.
Yes, you don't go in there and raid the cupboards and,
I mean, I guess you could, but
well, that would be kind of rude.
then the host has to hide certain
Peanut
objects.
butter and... Sorry. Yeah, never mind. Okay, moving on. All right, I guess I go first. Let me just...
Yes, you do.
I feel like I'm leaving something out.
You did the... did you do the year long?
I guess I didn't go through the parameters of the year long, did I?
I don't remember.
The Tea and Tails... The Tea and Tails is a year long. I didn't go through this, but it goes January 1st through December 31st. So midnight. When we say the end of something, we mean midnight Eastern Standard Time going into the next day. So if you get to January 1st of 2023, we're done. Now, if the thread is open for Tea and Tails, if the thread is open still and you can slide in a project, that's fine. But if you want something, you've worked really hard on it, say it's got, a featured yarn and a featured pattern, and you've finished it, and you want to get all 3 chances at the price, don't wait.
Yeah.
Get it in as soon as you can, close to the midnight deadline. Don't wait, midnight Eastern Standard Time. Don't wait till midnight California time because it might be closed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, almost like when you finish it, go ahead and just post it.
Well, that would be the best.
That would be ideal. Like,
But
as close to when you finish it as you can.
But I'm talking about the people who are like, rushing the deadline.
Yeah. What we used to call for Gunsmoke race to the finish.
Race to the finish, yeah. And if they, don't wait and say, oh, I've got,
I don't know.
I've got till midnight, and midnight is 3 hours away in California, but it's now. You want to put it as soon as possible. And I don't know if I'm making sense. She's distracting me with her nasty tea.
I'm sorry, that was really nasty. And I can't give it to you because I...
Oh, gross. I wouldn't drink it anyway.
Yeah, that got very nasty.
Okay, well, we know to throw that out then.
Yeah.
Okay, moving along.
I need to put this water in front of where this tea was, so that way I don't accidentally grab it.
You don't want to make yourself another cup?
No, I'm not going to get up for that.
Okay.
I'll just have water. Because then we'd have to pause. And
yeah, and it's my husband's home for the 4th, and he's out mowing the lawn, and Davina's outside playing. And, she would hate to hear me say that. She's outside having fun.
Basically, she's running around singing to stuff in her ears.
Yeah, she has her headphones in.
Singing and dancing.
So, we don't want to stop because when they're done, we want to be close to finished.
Yeah.
All right, so I apologize for the disjointedness. All right.
So, if I keep the water where I normally keep my tea, I'll be more likely to grab that.
Now then, and I did the dysautonomia and all that. Okay. Feature patterns, feature yards. Okay. All right. Let me see. I guess we're going into projects.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. My first one I haven't worked on since we did the last podcast. I just haven't. But it's in my, it's my Knitter's Magic large lavender flowers on a dark field bag. And this is my Welcome Little One project. Well, it's on the Porch Blanket by 5410 Studios. So I didn't do a whole lot on this, as you can see. Oh, I actually am at the end of the row. Okay, that's kind of nice. What did I do here? For a minute I thought I knitted in one of the tails, and that would have been a pain.
Well, then it just would have been woven in.
No, I meant like
knitted instead
like
of
this.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how big this is supposed to get, but I think I'm about halfway down.
That'd be small, Mom.
Well, it's a baby blanket. I did small.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't match the width you've got there.
No, it would be this way.
Oh, okay. I see now. I assumed it was the other direction.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I think about. Let me see. Not quite half. there's 17. It looks like 17 rows of 8, and I'm halfway through the 7th row, so it's maybe about 35-40%. So it's close. Yeah. Close to being half, not close to being half.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's nowhere near being close to being finished.
Oh, I didn't say it was close to being finished. Close to being half. Okay, so it's your turn.
Okay, so let me check my...
And while she's doing that, my yarn is my Bare Necessities yarn, which is essentially my undyed yarn. This is really soft. It's a bulky weight.
Which is nice.
Yeah. Which means I should have been done with this, like, years ago. But I have project...
It always helps when you work on things.
Well, I have project ADD.
Well, there's a reason I have so many things I haven't worked on in a while. And...
Although I have been consistently bringing the same projects to the podcast lately.
Yeah. It just means that the newer things are getting done and not the older things.
Well, this is old.
Yeah.
This is old.
Okay, so the middle row, but I actually think that helps it a little bit.
Oh, that's pretty. Is that a sweater?
This is the Ember's cardigan.
That's gonna be so pretty.
The pattern's the calligraphy cardigan. I'm really glad. Like, I wouldn't have initially thought of this for a sweater, but
No.
it's really pretty.
It's pretty because of the way it's broken up.
Yes, and it's a plain sweater. I tried doing this in black and I got bored.
Right.
But I think because it's a plain sweater, this is very nice for this yarn. This is kind of my replacement orange one for the one that's...
Right.
I mean, I still wear the ones acrylic, but then that helps me figure that I'm going to do the owl one in red for myself. And I mean like a bright cherry red.
I mean the one that you're making for me?
Yes.
Okay.
Because my orange one like that is... It's acrylic, so it's kind of... It's not the nicest feel.
I really love...
It doesn't have a give.
The sweater I showed a few weeks ago that my friend made for me. I love that, the way that feels. It's comforting, and I thought at first it was going to be too tight to wear, like with any, over any clothing or anything, but it isn't. It has a lot of give to it.
Yeah, if you're using an actual natural yarn, it will have give to it. Whereas an acrylic has no give, and it ends up feeling too hot a lot of times. Whereas I feel like the natural yarn, while it keeps you warm, it also doesn't feel like you're just being suffocated.
I think that some of the natural ones too are really wick away some of the
sweat,
sweat and moisture and stuff like that, in terms of you're not just kind of holding it. I don't know. You feel sticky.
Yeah.
And not comfortable.
So this is Yowza by Miss Babs, and this is Wanna Go Crazy, the colorway, and it's a Babette.
I need to make a run to the pregnancy center. That bag is getting a little full.
Yeah. I think this is back when they used to mark this as a worsted.
Oh, is it?
I mean, it doesn't say on here, but this is an older skein.
Yeah, they used to call it light worsted.
Light worsted, yeah. Now it's marketed as a DK. I mean, I don't see on here any of that, but I think they just call it Yowza now instead of Yowza What a Skein.
Well, I think that I don't think they ever had What a Skein.
Yeah, it is. It's right here on the label.
I'd have to check my other ones and see if it has What a Skein.
I don't think I'm working anything else with it in there, but I seem to remember when they dropped the What a Skein.
I don't know.
Because I think now they just say Yowza on it. Actually, what I might do is while you're showing your next one, I can nip around because you have Yowza up there. But yeah, this is not something I would have ever thought of for a sweater. I think I yanked it. I noticed I had a lot of yarn for it left, and I had a shawl I never wore that I didn't care for the shape of, so I yanked that yarn out to use it for this sweater, and I'm really glad I did.
I hope you have enough for it.
I do. I did the math a couple times. I have more, like way more than enough. I guess because there's not a lot of detailing going on, it doesn't take up as much yarn as I would think. But if you look at it, I think it has nice long sleeves to it. So first of all, it has that little shawl collar, but it's not like a big shawl collar. Not like my sweater over here, which actually, in spite of the fact of being an acrylic blend, it isn't.
That's a nice yarn. It pills a little bit, but it's a nice yarn.
Yeah. Let's see. I wanted to have a good picture of the sleeves. It's not really giving me a good pic. She has her hands up. And she has her hands hidden here. But that's the sweater. And I mean, she gives you a little bit of, yeah, that's, you end up taking up for the, along the whole sweater, including the neck, to make a nice, because this, if you look at it, this kind of looks thin right now. But when you pick up all the stitches for the ribbing, it'll make it the thickness that you need. So
It's gonna be pretty.
and it's enough of a neck that when you're cold, you can kind of feel like you can pull it up. I don't think they have buttons on that part, though. Oh, yes, they do.
On what part?
On the collar part there. Oh, how lovely. There's buttons here.
Okay.
You see, you have buttonholes here,
Yeah.
which means that if you're super cold, you can button it all the way up.
Right.
Oh, isn't that lovely? Because a lot of times they just sit there as a shawl collar, and I know that sometimes I'll get cold around my neck, and I'll wish that my shawl collar had a way to stay up. Oh, what a lovely design.
Pup collar.
How nice. Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Don't show Davina, she'll want it because it's like the monkeys and.
Well, the thing is, this wouldn't be a bad one to knit for her because it's easy. Now, I wouldn't want to knit in a plain color. I would want a little bit of variation, but this one's easy.
I could make my PHN 10-year fun times 10.
Oh, yeah.
What are you looking at?
I just got an alarm, that was all.
Oh.
I whenever I get one of those, I try to make it go away. So, yeah. Okay, well, that's a nice surprise.
Was that an alarm for your meds or something? Or
I get a 12 o'clock alarm
oh, okay.
for different things.
Right. Just wondered if you had to take care of something.
No, I don't need to. I usually have an initial reminder around 12, and then I get one around 1:30.
Is that your lunch meds?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
But because of the way I eat anyway, everything's flexible. Which one is that? I don't know the name. I mean, I know it's a biddy. Well, that's a big biddy.
And this is all Heidi's yarn, so it probably has something to do with Heidi's yarn.
I don't think you ever called one Undead Turtle like I did
No.
Undead Bunny.
This is all undead yarn, except for the eyes. It's all undead yarn. Oh no, this is Scano.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense. That doesn't look like Heidi's.
No, Heidi doesn't usually do that kind of a deep saturation. She's
I think I got Cookie Monster or something one time.
I mean, she can do it and
Yeah.
does, but it's not her. When I think of her yarn, I don't think of that kind of saturation.
I must have used it up in something because I don't think I have that one anymore.
Which one?
Cookie Monster.
Yeah, I had Atlantis. I think it was. or
Yes, that one
something.
was a really deep one.
That
I
was
think
really
actually
pretty.
might have been an accident.
Well, it was pretty funny because I got that colorway and I asked her for some more of it, and it came up darker. And she said, "Do you still want it?" I said, "Yeah," because I just did whatever I did with both of them. So,
Right.
but she's a really good dyer. It's a different palette than I use, but she's
I like having a different palette for socks.
I love her roadkills. She's a very talented dyer. Okay, your turn or my turn?
I just finished Ember.
Okay, in my Knitting's My Bag Large Angels bag is my Film Noir shawl project from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Zattel. I didn't do a lot of work on this one, but this is Miss Babs yarn and Dragonfly Fibers yarn. Let me see if I have one of the tags here.
I just realized I need to start working on
I
my
don't.
Walking to Town shawl again because apparently I must have a Joanna Johnson pattern active.
I need to restart mine because I pulled it out. I have that really pretty yarn by
Oh, the brown one?
yeah, I have that. I don't know why. I forget why I pulled it out. I think
I think you found the math didn't.
right.
And I did. I think I had to fudge the math at the beginning too.
So here is what it looks like so far. I'm directionally challenged. So you can see.
That's pretty.
Yeah. Now that's just. I tend to make the if I have variegated yarn, I tend to put that first.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I just tend to do it that way. And I think the next yarn is going to be a solid, but I'm not positive. I think it's going to be maybe this one.
How nice.
And then
Mom's Anastasia's scrap shawls aren't really scrap shawls.
This
She
one?
plans them to the minute detail.
I do not, in fact.
You do plan
I
them.
do not. I plan them somewhat. I do not plan them.
You really do
I
plan
do
them.
not. I don't know what's next in Laura's shawl.
But the ones that aren't Laura's.
I like to wear mine.
But, look, Mom, you can definitely tell I have an autumnal palette going on. Look at my shawl. I'm wearing all brown. Autumn in the middle of summer.
I'm wearing one of my stash enhancements. I got a lot of hand-me-ups from Talia. So I'm wearing one of her pairs of jeans. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of hand-me-ups.
Yeah, I took advantage of, it wasn't even a burst of energy, it was just like a decision I need to get stuff done. And I just yanked everything out of my closet that I couldn't wear anymore, either because I gained weight or because, like with the t-shirts, I feel like I can't breathe. So, just did hand-me-ups, or like with t-shirts, or put things in Goodwill box, or I had like things that had special meaning go down, boxed up in the basement, just so they weren't taking up room. Because mostly what I wear now are scrubs, and I found like these pants that they look nicer, even though they're like a yoga-y style pants, where they're very stretchy, but they don't look like they look nice.
I'm not sure what I did here. Put an extra...
I wouldn't know.
Is that two in the same stitch? It looks like it, isn't it?
Hold on, I can't see. Yes.
Okay, I need to take that out. This is what I like about crochet. I can just... Okay, I need to
You
fix
see,
that.
I like to be able to drop down, and I get frustrated when I can't do that. But yeah, so I ended up clearing out a lot of things. I even went and got several boxes and organized my shoes so that they weren't strewn all over the closet floor. So I got a lot done.
And I'm in the process of clearing out my closet. My husband got me several Christmases ago several skirts, and they're kind of that, for lack of a better term, they make me think of like chiffon, or they're kind of that gauzy kind of material. And I was going to get rid of them. And he was kind of like, well, you know, don't you... I said, well, I don't really wear them, but I think he kind of wants me to keep them. So I have to figure out what kind of... I need to have the right kind of blouse to wear with it. I'm hoping that maybe the blouses that Talia gave me, even though they're not the same material, maybe they'll go with them.
Right.
But I just don't wear... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save them for special occasions.
Right.
Because they're just a little too fancy for my taste to be wearing just to go to daily mass, or go to even Sunday mass, maybe Easter mass or Christmas mass or something, you know. Sunday mass maybe, but not daily mass or just hanging around. It reminds me of the things you see in the 50s and 40s movies where they're doing those dance movies, and they're...
You see, if I would think it's a skirt, whatever, I'll wear it anytime.
But it's really, it's pretty. It's just, I kind of looked at it, I'm like, why am I going to wear this? So, but if I can get past the idea that, you know, it has to be worn in a special place, they're really pretty. I mean, it's just, I'm trying to clear out my closet because I have way too many clothes. And I don't want to, you know, I think it was Fulton Sheen, Venerable Fulton Sheen once said, you know, if you have things in your closet you're not wearing, you've got other people's clothes in your closet, you should get rid of them.
Oh, that's kind of...
Yeah. So I have all these clothes that I'm not wearing. I need to do something with them, either wear them or give them away or something, because they're just sitting there.
Well, it also makes room for things that you're going to actually
Right.
wear, because, I mean...
Well, you get wrinkled and stuff when you leave them in there, and, you know, it's
Well, also, it's just like, you end up being so stuffed that...
Can't see.
Even if you wanted to pick up more of the stuff that you actually wore, you can't, because you have so much of the stuff that you don't wear. Because now there's space. If I wanted to pick up more colors for scrub tops, I could, because that's what I wear right now.
I inherited from her from working.
Scrub pants.
No. Your
Oh,
your
the
tops.
ones. Yeah,
all your tops.
And by top, from working in tops, she means the ones... I picked up a lot of nice button-down tops when I first started working outpatient psych, because they didn't require scrubs. Now, eventually, I just switched over to scrubs because it was pockets. But just scrub tops. I think I still wore the nice pants. Yeah, I gave a lot of those shirts to Mom, because honestly, it's more effort than I really want to put into it. And I have too much issues with fluctuating weight with medicines and stuff that you can notice with a button-down shirt when you're having weight fluctuations.
And for me, it's just a little big on me. I'm kind of in between sizes. I'm just on the low end.
Yeah,
of the
because I've
medium.
got wider shoulders and bigger in other areas.
So I'm on the smaller end of medium or small, and usually I'm a small. But on these shirts, because of the way they're cut, my husband likes it because it's a little more form fitting. But because of the way it's a little big on me, if I do gain a little bit of weight because I've had children, it doesn't show as much,
which is nice.
which is really nice. So
It gives you room if you need to go
yeah,
up and weight a little bit.
just a little bit. Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah.
Versus I didn't have that room.
Right. And I have, she gave me, she must have given me a dozen tops.
Well, because I picked up a ton of colors, and thankfully we had the same color palette.
We can wear, I now have a yellow shirt.
Yes.
I wore it yesterday to Mass with my pretty little skirt that Daddy got me for Christmas, I think, 2 years ago. Not this past year, but the year before. And so he said, wow, that's bright. He likes me in yellow, but he's never seen me in yellow since, I don't know, since Ty was born, actually, about,
Well, it's definitely a lot more something I wear. He probably wouldn't comment on it if I wore it because it's very much something I wear.
Well, I had a full,
But it's been many years since you've worn. Did you split your yarn?
no, it looks like it's a thread. See, it's
Hold on. Oh yeah, it does.
Huh.
How odd.
I'll just weave it in.
Okay.
I don't want to rip my yarn by trying to
Get
take
it
out
free.
this little thread, and it's for me. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah, it's been many years since he's seen you in that kind of color.
usually I don't wear a lot of yellow. He likes me in yellow.
Particularly that bright kind of yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, the yellow I had for the dress was it was definitely a sunshine yellow, but it had a little more of a gold undertone to it. And this shirt is like bright yellow. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I haven't worn it in a long time, so it was fun.
That color in a long time, not the shirt.
Yeah, well, yeah, the shirt either because it wasn't mine. But, so yeah, that's a long way of saying this is my shawl. Okay.
Well, you started talking about the pants, and that's why.
Yeah.
Not quite sure why you were talking about the pants, but
We were talking about red, white, and blue, and I don't know. There was a connection somewhere.
we were talking about red, white, and blue for a while. I was talking about my shawl that I should work on for Joanna Johnson, and then suddenly we started talking about your pants.
There was a connection. There was a connection in my mind somewhere. I don't know what it was, but there was definitely a connection somewhere. I know I said something about also wanting to do Joanna Johnson, and then we said something about brown, and I don't know.
And then we're talking about your pants.
I just want to be a cowboy and wear my own pants. Yes, it is a reference. We'll give you a couple of seconds.
And if you've paused already and you come back, that's a reference to
Destry Rise
Thank
Again.
you. The name wasn't coming to my head.
Yeah, we just watched it. That's why it came to my mind so quickly.
I knew y'all just watched it because I walked away around the time where she's about to do her singing.
All right, Little Joe.
No, I thought it was You've Got That
Look, that makes me weep. That's Marlena Dietrich. Yeah.
Not the best singer ever.
She's funny though. She's got good timing and stuff. She's funny, or she had.
Yeah. She was a silent star, wasn't she?
I think she might have been.
Because she looks like she could have been.
She has this. I was watching her on this particular movie, and she's got those curls, the ringlets and stuff in this movie that you see on those little dolls, like the Madame Alexander dolls and stuff, and she's wearing those kind of ringlets.
I wonder if she was naturally curly or if they just...
I don't know, because I can't remember seeing her. I mean,
I've never seen her in anything else.
I know I have seen her, but I can't remember, because when I generally see her, it's usually in that movie.
Right. So. Even though I know she was a big name, I think.
Oh, she was. It's your turn.
You can tell this is slightly different colorway. I mean, slightly different,
Just alternate skeins a little bit.
I'm not going to alternate skeins. It's variegated. I'll use the other ones first. So if this ends up in the band or something. But yeah, I'm not going to... It's variegated. It'll be fine.
It's your turn.
Yes, it is. So, yeah, you could tell I got that one a little bit later than the others. Okay, so let me bring up my show notes. Okay. Let me pick this up. Okay, I still need to. I can't believe I haven't finished this yet.
It's
Hold on. Let me find it. It's like on the bottom.
this is where I do the double.
This should have been done a long time ago. Or it should have been done last week, and I should have been finished with it this week.
Yeah, we had things going on this week.
Also, like, focus hasn't been the greatest. I've been mostly working the same projects, and they've mostly been the ones that don't require any focus at all.
Right.
So this is, which is why you're not seeing the owl sweater, why you're not seeing either of my piece sweaters, actually any of my 3-piece sweaters, because I keep needing to measure Dad's.
Right.
That's honestly what's kept me from going any farther on his. It requires measuring, and it takes effort to like find enough space to lay it flat.
I have an idea.
What?
It's July 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we open a month thread to get a jump start on Christmas? Christmas in July. Just one prize.
Okay.
Just one prize. July. Christmas in July thread. One prize. Okay. And what that will be is you put down all the things you're working on for Christmas gifts, and just to get a jump start for your Christmas gifts that you want to make. Okay, so and yes, it can be Christmas ornaments for your trees, Christmas gifts for your family, that kind of stuff. So, and it's got to be Christmas colors. Okay, I'm kind of winging this in my head. I will try to put it together and put it up in the next couple of days. So it just kind of dawned on me when you said sweaters, because I knew maybe you were going to do that for Daddy and Davina for Christmas.
Yeah.
So so we're going to have a little.
That's they're probably not going to be done by Christmas.
I understand, but that's what hit my head. So we're going to
hit your head, huh?
It hit my head. That's why I have a headache. So we're going to have this little long. Right now it's just for July.
Ain't that a kick in the head?
Yeah, that a kick in the head, and that is also a reference. But it's not a movie reference.
No, that's a song reference.
It's a song reference. It's Dean Martin.
Dean Martin, yes.
Okay, so it'll be, as it stands right now, it's just going to be for the month of July. If I see a lot of activity, I might extend it 2 weeks into August. Okay? So, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I think Ain't That a Kick in the Head was the song that they played at the beginning of, it's the first Mission Impossible that you see with Elsa, I think. When they're breaking him out of... No, it's Ghost Protocol. Because they're breaking him out of prison.
Yeah.
And he has to be out by the end of the Dean Martin song. Because you're hearing in the background he's shaking he's threatening Benji over the camera. Best use of Dean Martin song ever. Yeah. But I don't know why I'm pulling my needle. I'm not going to work on toe on the...
Is it your turn?
It is my turn.
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
we just...
I had to say it while I remembered it, or I'd
forget. It's pertinent because I'm working out of my Silver Shed USA Christmas ornaments bag that Brittany gave me. I have not worked Christmas ornaments recently.
Talia, I'm sorry. Christmas cards will be acceptable.
Okay. Am I going to be able to finish my turn?
I don't know.
Am I going to be able to start my turn?
No, you don't want to. No, you don't want to.
So... First sock has been finished. It's a Finish Line pattern by Laura Smoot. You can't get this anymore. The pattern, I mean. And the project name is Christmassy. This is a gobstopper by Nomadic Yarns. I like Nomadic Yarns gobstoppers because they have a sport weight. And even though, actually I haven't worked anything with gobstoppers. I need to. I really like gobstoppers. I've promised myself that when I finish one gobstopper, I can pick up another one. But this wasn't a gobstopper. I don't know why I brought that up.
Because you don't ever want to.
You know why I did?
Never-ending.
You know why I did? I mistaken the colorway. I was thinking of my other socks colorway, and then I looked at it as like, oh, this is not that sock. So that's what happened. I confused because I have 2 Christmas socks going at once. So I forgot which Christmas sock I was showing. This is actually the Stole Christmas colorway, and it's Dragonfly Fibers. And I'm hoping because it's a bit of a rougher yarn, it'll hold up in spite of not having any nylon. We'll see.
And this is what I love about crochet, all the way back to where I'm at.
I like the way the heel worked up for this.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, it is.
Well, the whole thing is working up really well.
So,
This will be a pretty pair of socks to wear.
yeah, hopefully, like I said, it will last. I really just have to do the toe on this. I just haven't been able to focus to get it started. Once I get it started, I'll be fine. I just haven't had the focus. Because it's just not that much effort. I just have to finish the toe. I should have been done with this so long ago.
I've got a few projects like that. I need to pull out all my tortoises and finish those.
Yeah.
I might feel like doing that now. Maybe.
You have a very bad habit of using things like pull out and
Well, I always say rip back when I'm ripping something back.
okay, because
I'm talking about pulling out a project. I don't say pulling out the project to rip it out. I'm saying I'm going to pull it out to work on it.
okay.
I usually say rip out if I'm going to rip out a project. Now watch, something's going to happen, and I'm going to say, I'm going to pull this out.
Yeah.
But that's not my normal,
I've started looping these like this, and it keeps my
Well, that's a good idea.
my thing from coming out. I think I figured this out while I was at my appointment. It was like, oh, that'll keep things from sliding.
We already had a podcast after that.
No,
We haven't.
that was this Tuesday.
Was it this Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My days just seem to run.
No, I know, but it was this Tuesday because we only did one liturgy last week. We were going to do two, but then I got hacked on Thursday.
And we missed one.
So we only had one that week. So
That was a bit of a stressful day.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I know for certain that I have my doctor's appointment that week.
Okay, let me just finish this stitch, and I will move on to the next project.
That's the other reason between the appointment and I think I had what did I do? I had two migraines a week before, 2 or 3 migraines a week before, and I had one migraine at least that past week.
Right.
So, when I have a migraine week, I can be kind of knocked out.
I'm hoping. Well, I'll touch on that later. Just remind me about it.
Why would I be able to remember?
Because I told you.
I'm not even remembering anything because I don't know what you're going to talk about. So yeah, remind me of that thing
Well, it has to do
that you don't know about.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. Anyway,
How am I supposed to remind you?
in my Knit for Brains Owl Teapots bag, which was given to me by Laura Concert. Isn't that pretty? My Owl Teapots bag. I love this. Thank you, Laura. This is my. Let's see. Sometimes I do this. What am I doing here? With the. They get uneven.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my Arwen's hooded cowl from the Thorns hooded cowl pattern by I don't know who. I had to look at the thing. It has like 5 different. I think it's 5 different renditions of it, and I'm doing variation 2. And basically, I worked on this on the podcast last week, and that's all. So there's not a whole lot of difference. It is growing slowly, but it is growing. I really like this color. I may have to keep it. I originally thought I might give it to Davina, but
it's one that she already has. I guess hers is pink that I made her, but still,
yeah, it is.
she has one.
She has one. So I'm knitting this right. I'm in my knitting round here, and this is a Miss Babs in the blue slate colorway. I wonder if I have the tag for this because this is the newer one. Let me see if I have the tag in here.
Yes, because I wanted to see if it says Yow's What
Yeah,
a Skein.
just says Yow's on.
Yeah, I thought I remember when she changed it from What a Skein. Because it used to be, people would say, Yowza What a Skein. And after a while, I noticed the What a Skein disappeared.
Yeah.
Um,
Because Yow's is enough, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but I thought that was interesting.
So I have one more skein of this in here in case I have to, or it's over there, one or the other. So if I have to have it for the oversized hood, I will have it available.
Right.
But this is a fun little knit because it's just going round and round. I just make sure that I don't forget after I move the marker to make sure, am I still on a knit or am I doing a purl?
I think you require 2 skeins to do one anyway.
Oh, do you?
Not 2 full ones, but I'm
That's
pretty
fine.
sure.
That's fine. It's a really pretty color. I really like this color. I think I mentioned this several times when talking about this particular project. I just love this color.
So do you love this color?
Yeah, I think so. Even equal to almost this, maybe even surpassing a little bit because I've worked so much with the slate.
Yeah.
This color. my palette's a little more muted than yours.
More cool tones.
Cool tones, yeah. Yeah, that's right. More cool tones. Because I love that zing, and that's not muted.
No. You go more cool tones, I go more warm tones. Even though we both like the other's tones, we tend to gravitate. Which is odd because usually, although we have a pretty wide palette of what we look good in, I think. Or what we can potentially look good in. Because a lot of times they say you'll be attracted to what
you like.
You'll be attracted to what you would look good in. I mean, I guess it's not always true, but that's what I've always heard.
Yeah. Well, we have to be careful with certain kinds of reds and certain kinds of oranges and certain kinds of yellows because of the undertone. But other than that,
Well, I don't think I tend to get to attract to the reds, oranges, and yellows that don't work.
No, I don't either.
And I wear a lot of those colors.
I did wear a lot of burnt orange for not burnt orange. I wore a lot of the wine.
Yes,
Burgundy and
the
stuff like
wine's
that.
kind of an odd color. It's actually not what I care for.
I really like that color.
I do have one top that color, but it was a scrub top, and that's actually fairly common scrub top color.
You like my water maroon?
It's good. It's nice, but I do tend to gravitate towards red.
But you told me you like that. You
I
actually
do.
You actually wanted some of that.
Yeah, and I have it for something, but I would not necessarily want a whole sweater in it.
Right.
I like it for color work.
See, I would love it for a whole sweater. That's beautiful.
But I tend to, like I said, gravitate towards because I think it's almost like if it's possible for a red to be cool, it's more of a cool red.
Well, it's got a blue undertone to it.
Maybe that's what it is. And I tend to gravitate more towards a warm color. But yes.
It's your turn.
Is it? Yeah, yes it is. Okay.
I think I've had a kind of a even with my knitting and crocheting this time, which is good for my hands.
I have not. Okay, in my if you find which one's in. It is in, put this over here. It's in this one. In my Silvershed USA books bag, and I have the gold in there.
I'm losing my show notes.
So this is, the project is Kingfisher Socks. The pattern is Vanilla Latte Socks by Virginia Rose Jeans. And this is fun to work on. I think this is what I wanted to work on this week. This is why I think I started doing this, because this particular
Right.
DPN holder it's very floppy and it doesn't like to hold. But when I started doing this,
I think you've done that before because I was doing that for a little while with some DPN holders that I can't remember the name of the podcast. They had 2 people on it, and she made bags, and the other one of the girls' names was Deb.
I never watched them.
Yeah, but she gave me one of those. The one who made the bags and stuff gave me one of those, and I was using that when I ran out of these protector things.
I've used them before for this, but I've never figured out a nice way to keep it to stay.
Right. That's pretty.
So yeah, these are the Kingfisher, and then the heel is
I couldn't.
Juniper.
I couldn't. That always throws me. 'Cause I don't
Yes.
think of juniper. I think because junipers. I think of the berry, but they're probably talking about the tree.
They are, and they do kind of have a bluish tints
Yeah,
to them.
yeah.
But yes, I think that this particular one was a gift from the anonymous person. And actually anonymous because I don't know who they are.
Yeah, Crystal had one like she was listening to her podcast. She had somebody send her something from Lovecraft. It came from Lovecraft. I have no idea who it came from.
It's really
it's so nice.
Nice
It's
because
so nice. I thought she was gonna cry.
honestly, like I received this package. I had no idea who it was from, and I spent like so much time. Like, oh, I wonder what this is. I wonder who it's from.
Well, you knew who got it for Christmas, and she's like telling her husband, "I didn't buy anything from Lovecraft."
I don't think mine said on it where it came from, because otherwise I would have thought that I had bought something.
I don't remember. I don't
Because
think
I've
it
done
did.
that a couple
Yeah.
times when Laura's picked up something from Amazon,
Yeah.
and I'll be like, "What did I purchase that I don't remember?"
Yeah. Well, that's like I said. I keep bringing this one up too. When Kathy got blip from me, I put it in a Knit Picks box, and she's like, "Did I sleep shop?" It's kind of fun to play with people's heads that way. A little bit.
That's mean.
I didn't think about it, but it
Yeah.
made me laugh.
But
Yeah.
yes, so
I wouldn't do it on purpose. 'Cause that'd be me.
I think might be an inch or so away from being able to start the toe. This one's nice because it's kind of like, oh, you tell yourself you're going to go to one more. Because it does stripe.
Yeah,
it is a different kind of stripe. And the stripes are separated by this cute little
It's a pattern
blue
stripe.
and white checkered thing.
That's cute.
And actually, at least all the bird ones kind of pattern this way, even if the colors are different. It's a formula.
That's really pretty.
Okay, so I have about maybe an inch and a half left. I thought it looked about that length. So, yeah, this was kind of the one I wanted to work on. I have just a little bit of patterning in there. Just enough to keep some interest going. Plus, I mean, the colors are fun. I don't think I have anything quite this color. The closest one I have is the rotary dial socks, and it's not quite this bright.
That's more pinks.
It does have a pale blue to it. But it's
funny, but when I think of that, I think of pink.
That's funny.
When your socks. I know there's blue in it too, but
because the blue is actually the predominant color in that.
I don't know why I think of the pink, but I do.
Because it's just an interesting combo the way they put it together.
Maybe because of the princess phones. You were too young. You never were around for that. But when I was growing up, princess phones were the rage for girls who wanted to get their own phone. And these little, they're how to explain it? It had a base that was kind of like an oval, and then kind of a headset. That was
like the one we had back there. That was the old-fashioned phone where you had the headset and you dial.
No. It looked. You had like, the base was like this, and then the headset was kind of like, I can't draw.
So it like sat in there.
Yeah. It was, and the girls just loved it because it would come in pinks and creams.
Okay, so it sounds like you had this base and you just picked it up.
No, there was an actual. This is an actual thing. It looked like, but it was very kind of like that. And then that was the base. This was and it's just very long and thin.
Yeah, I think I'm picturing something.
It's not the old fashioned. I also have an old fashioned rotary that actually looks like an old fashioned phone with the actual headset. But
we don't have it in the back anymore. Where is it?
Oh, Daddy probably got rid of it or something.
Because we used to have it up.
And I think it was a rotary drive, but it had the rotary with the
No, it.
Oh, did it?
Yes,
okay.
Because I remember I used it a couple times, and I would go, and I had to wait for it to go back, and then I...
They actually had to wait. We had to wait for the dial to come back.
So I actually knew how to dial with that.
My husband and I were talking about that, how kids won't know how to do a rotary dial. They won't know how to, do half these things that we grew up doing because they won't even know what it is,
Well, I mean, just a small, way of looking at it is when you have the brand new nurses and the computers go down, you see pure panic set in because they have no idea. Not even brand new nurses, just younger nurses who started later than I did. Or even nurses, you could have some who started about the same time if they didn't work nursing home the way I did.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have in the small nursing home I was at, we did paper charting. So it wasn't as much of a shock to the system for me to have to do paper charting when the system goes down. It's annoying because you don't have access to everything.
Right.
And it's time consuming, but...
And it's your turn.
And it is my turn. Is it?
I just finished talking about this.
No, I did. You talked about that. Then I talked about the socks that made us think of rotary dial. Now it's your turn.
It's my turn again?
Yes.
Okay. Put this away. This is what happens when we go off on tangents.
Yep.
And this happens all the time. It doesn't have to be a podcast.
I feel like this one's a little bit more tangential than usual.
I feel sorry if the person that from Adagio comes. I said, we get silly sometimes, and it's just, I hope she...
Well, you did warn her.
I did warn her. And if you're there, hi.
Yes.
She's really sweet. Okay.
I kind of wish this one had a button. I always feel like that when I wear this one.
Yeah, that's nice.
That I wish it would button or something because it's got a nice big shawl collar, but...
Okay, my next one is my Country Roads blanket from the Jelly Roll pattern by K.F. Jones. And this is from B-Wing bag. My B-Wing bag, my Country Roads bag. And it's called Country Roads.
The Laura Scarf blanket.
No,
Laura Scarf Blanket.
This is my country rose blanket.
Laura Scarf Blanket.
Stop it.
You shouldn't misname it.
You should not. Considering I'm the one making it.
But it has its name. It's spoken it.
No, it has
You
not.
just don't listen to it.
No.
It knows its name.
I am the creator, therefore I name it.
I'm picturing, actually, all of a sudden I got little, Never Ending Story in my head, when the little girl is like,
you give me a name? Why won't you say what you
say my name?
Yeah.
Bastion?
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought of that, but I did. It's not even funny. It's sad. But
Yeah, that's from Never Ending Story.
yes.
She's such a pretty little girl.
I was just about to say that. She was a beautiful little girl. So delicate featured.
Yeah. And I know she's probably, in her 30s or something now, so.
Maybe more than that.
How old were you when Never Ending Story came out?
I don't know. I wouldn't have been old enough to remember. While you're showing a better look at that,
Yeah,
I'll pull up Never Ending Story.
Okay,
Because
so here we go. I was going to cut all these, weave in all these ends. I just haven't, I don't want to.
wow, you just smacked me in the face with one of your ends.
That's good. Okay. So,
1984. I didn't think I was alive when it came out.
Yeah, that's right. Wow. Because Davina wasn't around.
Nope, 1985.
So we're talking about a movie that's, almost 40 years old.
And
She had to be at least 10.
Yeah, so Davina, turned 30...
Davina's
37?
37, yeah.
Yeah, Davina's 37.
Well, I was just going by 84.
Yeah, and right, that's right. It would have been 38 for this movie to even be. So she's headed into 50.
Yeah. Which is really strange.
Yes, because in my head she's gonna always be that small little girl.
And Frank Savage is in that too. He was the little. No, that's not right.
No, he's not. That's Princess Bride.
Yeah.
I don't know who played Bastion.
No, I don't either.
Or Atreyu, who is also a very delicate featured young man.
But I saw him, and he's like all motorcycle duded up. Yeah. I think it was him.
I think you're right. I seem to remember you telling me that.
So I was like, oh, he was such a cute little kid.
He was. Bastion was very much like very normal boy.
Right. So
I tried to get into the books, I couldn't.
Here is the. I've got the color. I'm a little further on my Little Bunny Foo Foo colorway. So yeah, that's all I'm doing. But I'm just plugging along on this. I did work on this a little bit during the doctor appointment, but I worked on something else the majority of the time that we were there.
Right.
So that's.
Have you seen the stuffed Falcor? The Luck Dragon?
I think I have.
Oh my gosh! Every time I see it, I want one.
It's so cute.
I know some people think he's creepy. I love
him. I bought it at the local yarn store. I have a Falcor shawl.
Do you? You see, but I want Falcor.
No, I understand that. I should pull that out. It'd be good for Tea and Tales.
Yeah. Because it is a book.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I think I read the first book. There's like several books. Or 2 books. I tried the second one. Or maybe it's a 2-part book.
It's a 2-part book. I did finish it.
That's what it is. I didn't like the second part as much.
I didn't either. It goes into family stuff and a little bit and stuff. Atreyu has to help him to
do something.
Do something, yeah.
Yeah. I liked where the movie stopped. Mm-hmm. So the stuff after that I didn't like nearly as much.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad. I don't think they made a movie out of the second one. Maybe they did.
No, I don't think they did.
Maybe they did and I just didn't see it because I didn't want to.
Because I did read part in there, and that was a book with a cool cover because
it did have a cool.
You had what was actually on the cover in the movie.
It was the Luck Dragon, wasn't it? Or was it?
It was like the
serpent thing.
It was like either 2 dragons that were eating. No, I think it's 2 snakes eating their tail.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, I just need to look at the symbol again. It was really cool. Probably one of the cooler covers.
Yeah, it's a good book. It's a good movie. I didn't care for the book as much.
No,
I liked the first part of the book, but not the second so much.
But yeah, every time I see Falcor, I want one, even if it's a miniature Falcor.
Yeah, so cute. I've always liked Falcor.
Want to be scratched behind his ears? Oh,
I know someone who wants one.
And
a real one.
For me, even though the thing with the little girl wanted to have the name is sad, I always think of the giant. He looked like such strong, capable hands. and I couldn't hang on to them.
The rock giant.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was like one of the most heartbreaking parts.
Yeah.
That, it to me, is about even with the horse.
Yes.
In the swamp.
Not Shadowfly.
No.
What was his name? It was. It was something like similar, I thought, but.
No. Oh gosh, I can hear him screaming the horse's name.
So can I.
Oh, I can't remember.
It's a beautiful white horse.
Beautiful horse.
Yep. It's your turn.
Yes, it is. If you haven't watched Never Ending Story, do so.
Yes.
It does end.
It does.
Um.
The movie ends better than the book.
Yes. So, bring up my show notes. And the next one is... I feel like we're basically IMDB right today.
Yeah.
That's why I might call it basically IMDB.
Well, but it's 4th of July.
IMDB 4th of July?
IMDB on the 4th of July.
Because, I mean, how many happy 4th of July episodes can you have? Because certain ones, the title gets reused so many times. Okay, so I talked about Kingfisher. Next one, I don't think I worked very much on this. I think I'm about an inch, maybe half an inch to go before I get to start the heel for this. So in my Silver Shed USA 10th Podiversary bag, this is the medium. I am working on the Rice Krispie socks. This is actually an Undead yarn. I usually alternate between Undead yarn and Mom's for a lot of my socks because her Undead yarn's old base of a DK weight. No, this is a sport weight. Of the sport weight had nylon in it. It's a very soft, nice yarn. I've got several in her yarn. And it lasts pretty well. I think I just recently popped a hole in one that's really old. And that one deserved mending, so I did mend that one. Rice Krispie socks. The pattern is Not Just Boring Boot Socks by Corinne Walcher. I'm using Undead Yarn Sport, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, in the colorway Snap, Crackle, and oh crap, Pop. So, you'd think it looked muddy, but it really does. I love this little section of the yellow.
It's pretty.
And I kind of see where she got her inspiration. Because you had the one he had like a red something, like a hat or something.
Right.
And then I think there's one with yellow. I don't know. I feel like I can see where she...
Blue and red.
I feel like I could see where she was going.
I don't know if
with
the
it.
other one was green. She might be using a different inspiration even.
Yeah, but I feel like I can see what she was going with it, but even though I can't tell you why I feel like I can, but yes. And I've got my little... I forget who gave this to me. Although I received one with an order from a Spoonie at one point. These little... someone in the podcast gave me a bunch of little...
Oh, yeah.
Spoon progress keepers. But I also know that I got one from an order from somebody. Oh, I think from the lady who does my hand.
Right.
Splints. I think that she sent with one of her orders a spoon. She probably would have thought of it like a zipper pull.
Right.
But...
Do you know that download's still going on?
Yeah, it probably will never happen.
Yep.
Okay, so, yeah, that's this. I'm really close. I need to measure before I go too much farther.
Okay.
Of course, measuring a sock is a lot different than trying to lay down a sweater and measure it.
Okay. In my Silver Shed USA 10-year Podiversary bag from the lovely Anne Gander, I think it is now.
Oh, I'm not sure what's changed. And I'm not looking it up. I have a friend request on my new Instagram account.
This is my ice yarn from Kara. She gave me 4 skeins of this.
Mom, you were right. Ann Gander.
Okay, thanks. This is, I made a little progress on this. I worked on it a little bit during Ty's doctor's appointment as well. Because I was there for a while. We were there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite as long as I thought we would be. We were there pretty long time. About 3 hours.
Oh, was that long?
Well, we were getting ready to go to lunch.
You see, I really didn't know how long it actually was, simply because...
I mean, we got there at 9 o'clock for a 9 o'clock appointment.
Okay, yeah, we did, and he arrived a little bit late, but that they were able to get the prep done for me, like all the questions and stuff.
I think we were there about 2 or 3 hours.
Okay.
Because Daddy was surprised at how... Yeah, because we hadn't eaten lunch yet. Because Daddy was going to come and get me for lunch if you were still in there.
Oh, okay.
And I would... but then you came out after I talked to him, so I called him and said that we were on our way down. Because they only allowed one other person in the...
It was a very small
crowded,
waiting room.
Very, very crowded waiting room.
Because they had problems just with all the assistive devices. It was very hard for people to get through. They're really... You didn't have the space for extra people.
Right. I was surprised looking back on it they let anybody stay in extra.
Well, I think they figured that since a lot of people needed assistive devices, you might need someone to help.
Right.
I
mean, we had someone when we were sitting there standing up.
Wow.
He was standing up because he could have sat down, but I think he wanted to be... I think it was his mother he was with.
And maybe he figured that he could stand, so...
Yeah. Well, she was in a wheelchair. But anyway, so...
And maybe it would have put him too far from her.
Yeah, it was about, from here to the end of the... Maybe a little further, maybe to...
Yeah, maybe just too many people between them.
There wasn't anybody. He put her over there.
Oh, okay.
I think he just wanted to be right there.
Yeah.
I don't think he wanted her to feel isolated.
I can understand that.
So here's what I'm doing here. You can see the colors. Really very pretty. It's very soft. It's an acrylic, but it's very soft. So I'm enjoying working with this. And as I said, I'd never used ice yarn until Chronically Crocheting gave me some, and that I made a little heavier weight blanket with, and then Kara gave me this. And it's really a nice yarn.
You might have to search it out when you're done with this one, kind of like I do for the Gobstoppers, so you always have one going.
Yeah.
Because, I bet you can find them on Etsy.
I'm sure I can find them somewhere.
Or
they're a Turkish yarn,
webs, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I think webs only carry that may not carry, but ice yarns.
It's no problem. I'll figure it out.
I bet you anything that it's on. This looks like the label. That's bright.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, that is their Magic Light.
What?
DK.
Ooh.
I can try to send that to you.
Yeah.
And then you'll have that shop too.
The good thing is, we just finished autism awareness, but that would be perfect for autism awareness.
But still,
it's very pretty.
I'm gonna write in the message ice yarn.
That'll make some kind of a Cerebel blanket.
So send that to you, and that will get you that person.
Yeah. It's not very expensive, so that's good.
Yeah, Magic Light, teal, green, pink, orange, and more.
It's the more that really pops your eyes out, right?
And let me bring it up so other people can see it.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
That is beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous? What's it called again?
That is Magic Light.
Okay.
Oh, it's got teal in there. Did I mention teal?
Yes.
Okay. Here's one called Picasso. That's also ice yarn.
Ooh.
And I don't know what the weight is for that one.
I'll have to look at her shop.
I don't know if that's the same person or not. That one's worsted.
Okay.
Worsted Aaron. I'll send you this person as well, just in case it's not the same.
Right.
This one's Jarvis.
Oh, that's fun.
Jarvis Design Studio. Although I'm sure that's an actual, obviously it's the real last name. But I always think...
But yeah, I always think of Jarvis. If that was the name of the colorway, I would totally use it for Tea and Tails.
Yes. So... Because he does exist in the comics, too. It's just he's an actual person in the comics.
He's an actual person in the MCU universe, too, because they show him with Tony's father.
Oh, so that the system was named after him?
I guess. Because,
And I'm going to send you one final place. It does look like they have multiple ones there.
Oh, those are pretty.
So basically, I am enabling Mom with ice yarn right now.
Well, if I can use that for my baby blankets, it's inexpensive and it's really pretty.
I sent them all to your Facebook.
Okay.
Because it takes less time to send it there.
So here, like I said, this is what I'm doing, and now it's Talia's turn as soon as she's done.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really inexpensive. That's pretty cool.
And they're fairly nice and lightweight. I've used both now. This is, I think, the Sport.
This is the last one I'm sending you. Look at that.
Ooh, I like that. That looks like ice.
So, because that's a different shop than the ones I've seen.
I may have to call that Elsa something.
Yeah. And they're also inexpensive. You could pick up all of them if you really wanted to. Although you'd have to make sure you had enough yardage.
Yeah.
But still, at the price that it is, that's not bad.
Well, I usually pick up like, I think Crystal sent me 4 of the worsted, I think.
Okay,
or 3 of the
so
worsted.
this is 125 yards. It's $3.99.
Yeah, so see, I would pick up maybe 6 of those.
Yeah, and this is worsted Aran.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like your first one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a worsted Aran.
No, the first one you showed me, you said was DK.
No, I mean the first one you ever had.
Oh, right, yeah. Mm-hmm. And
Um,
Crystal sent me 3 of those, and I had just enough to make the baby blanket.
yeah. I mean, there's an 8-pack here for $17.94.
That's not bad at all.
I'll send you that too. Okay, then I'm done. I'm done sending you stuff.
I'll believe it when she starts talking about her next project.
Is it my turn? Yes,
Yes.
it is. Did you show them a view of it? I think this one's lovely.
This one's really pretty. I do like this. This almost would make a really pretty shawl for somebody who likes to wear these lighter colors.
Yeah.
It's just really pretty. Like if you have a green, like a mint green dress or a white dress even,
me
it's
grab
be
my
really
show notes.
pretty.
Oh, I think I only have one left to show. Yeah, I only have one left to show. So no
we
need
each
to show
have
my
one
show.
left to show because I showed first and I only had one more than you.
Yeah. So in my little skein in the big wool is my Velveteen Rabbit. Well, this is a Velveteen Rabbit little skein in the big wool bag. And I know it has a quote in here, but you can't read it. It's so small.
Yeah, I can't. It's a kind of a combination of it's small, it's faded, and it's cursive.
Yeah.
And by cursive, I mean cursive writing, not...
You just can't tell what it actually says.
That's another thing Daddy and I were talking about, that how people aren't gonna... They don't know how to read cursive or write cursive anymore.
I can read it. I never liked writing it.
No, but you were brought up to do it.
Yeah.
We're talking about kids that maybe, if they're not homeschooled or whatever, they don't get cursive writing anymore.
Yeah. So this is, oh, I do need my notes just to know what it's called. The pattern and everything. Because I don't want to mix up K's with the other ladies. Okay. So this is my Starburst socks. The pattern is Vanilla Cream, and it's by KF Jones. I'm using Laura's yarn for this. This is the first time I'm using Laura's yarn. I am enjoying it.
She has a pretty color palette.
Just want to stick my finger in here so I don't lose it.
That's pretty.
So this is the second quarter mystery sock set, and the colorway is Flamingoing at the Pool. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And, okay, so highlighter is the mini I'm using now. The pink is Pinkalicious. So that'll be for the second sock. And I think I need to pick up more of these. Wait, where is it? Here it is. I like these to keep my minis on so I don't have to do a ball wine. I think I got them at Knit Picks. I feel like I might need to get more.
Might be nice to have to do my ends before I weave them in. But I think I would use the ones that are more like spool, for your color work that you have hanging down.
Yeah, I think that would be more appropriate for that because this is something different. This is what it's made to do is you can pop it in like that to keep it from going
Right.
anywhere, and then you pop it up again and it stays still and you work off of it.
Right.
Like that. So it's a very nice style, but it's not as good for what you were talking about.
Do you think that would hold a 20-gram mini?
I've used it for that.
Okay,
That's
good.
what this is, I think.
Okay, good.
I've used it even for bigger minis than this.
Not a 50-gram, though. Probably a 50-gram. 50 grams half the skein.
Yeah. Wait, what is... Oh, yeah, this is the yellow one. Let me show you the pink one. Sorry, that's highlighted. The pink one. Here.
All right. Mm-hmm.
So that's the Pinkalicious. As you can see, it does fill it up. And I'm not sure if she says what the size is. I don't think she does for the minis. Okay, the 46 yards
46 yards for what?
for the minis.
Of what, though? What's the weight?
It is fingering weight.
Okay, 46 of a fingering weight.
So it probably would carry a 50 fingering weight. If you're pushing it for some of the heavier weights.
Maybe.
I've used it for heavier weights, but not a ton of, yarn. So yeah, I really like it for the heels and toes because I really dislike winding it into a ball. and it really seems like a waste of using a ball winder for that little. But let me put the skein back in there. I'll show the actual project. There's the yarn. And here is the sock. This is a fun color to work. They're very bright socks. I definitely wear in socks colors I would not normally wear.
Right.
I do like this bright yellow though. It's kind of takes over the socks. You almost don't notice the rest of it initially because, at least on camera, I feel like you notice the rest of the sock more in person. But this yellow is so bright, it takes over everything.
Look at me, look at me.
But in person, it's a little bit more even. The yellow doesn't quite steal as much attention.
Let me just do this here. That's not where I want to put it.
But yes, so that's the last one for me.
Just my thing here. So I know where I'm at. And I might still come back and say, why did I do that? Because I'm a little distracted. Okay, do this. There we go. There. All right. Is that my... Where's my thing? Okay, I guess I am using a smaller... No, here it is. Okay. I don't know why I have a right side on here, but I do. Okay. Let me get out my last project here.
Wasn't the horse named Artek?
Something like that.
Something that sound.
Yeah. Okay, so here... This is the one I was working most on at the doctor's office. This is my Virtual Hugs shawl project from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel. This is for Laura. I did add a new color, I think, since the last time I showed it. I'm not very far on the new color. Let me just get my hook. I usually stick it in the yarn or something. Where'd my hook go? Oh, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack in here. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, it has grown quite a bit. You can see the bottom. The color is this purple. Right here. Can you see it? The purple at the bottom?
Yes, you can. Oh, that's nice.
So, and Laura told me she likes the color, so I'm happy about that.
Artex, I was right.
Artex, yeah. So, what reminded me of Shadow Flax was the ending, Axe.
Right.
So,
Well, I was like in my head, his name, I kept hearing him.
yeah, yeah.
But you know where you can kind of hear it, but it's like you can't make out the words.
Yep. So yeah, this is a variety of yarns. A lot of it's Miss Babs, some of it's Malabrigo, some of it I'm not sure what it is. Just kind of things I picked up and I took the ball band off and said, okay, I'm going to use this. But yeah, I
think that purple's a good addition. How much of that do you have?
Not a whole lot.
Just use that all up in that section.
Yeah, I'm going to use it most. I have this much. Oops. Oh, I think this is a.
I think we said it might be a Macintosh.
Might be a Macintosh, yeah. I don't think I have a full skein of it, but I have a fairly good.
Well, it might be something I used in color work, and then I gave you the rest of it.
I think I might use either this one next, or this one.
Mm-hmm.
Probably this one, maybe. And this is a knitting and color. I've never used this before, so that'll be fun. I just want to pull some more purple in.
Yeah.
For
Because
Laura.
right now it's primarily green.
Well, it's not primarily green, but it's because I have been tying it in together. There's a bit more green that I want to have in here in totality. So I want to get some more purple in here. And that's a full skein, and I can just go from there. I will probably use this green again to tie it in toward the end if I have enough. But yeah, so that's basically where I'm at with this.
Okay. So then it's... Oh, there's nothing else for me. We have no FOs. That leads on to a graphic novel.
Yes, I do have some graphic novel. Let me just finish this stitch because I want to say I worked a little bit on this. Okay. Put this here. I really want to finish this. She said there's no hurry, but I kind of like to finish it for her.
I still need to wind up my ball yarn to go back to work on the hood for hers.
Dragging your feet on it.
Oh, it's a big old skein of yarn.
Yeah, I know.
What I'm telling myself is when I wind up my Loki, I'll wind up that.
Right. Well,
So I have to wind up Loki, and I have to wind up Creamsicle.
Right.
And I do that as soon as I finish Christmassy.
Oops.
So if I finish Christmassy today, I can wind up those yarns tonight or tomorrow.
Right. Okay, I want to move this out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now, prize is over here. There we go. Okay. Graphic novel. I did some card making because I got some nice things in the mail, so I want to try some thank you notes. This one goes to a friend of mine who had a mass card done for myself and my husband for our anniversary. So I'm not going to show you the inside because, but this.
Other direction. There we go. Oh, isn't that pretty?
So
Jump back.
the back is.
Now remember, when you want them to see it, you move it toward me. There we go.
So that's that. So this one is basically ready to go out. I have to address this other one. Let's see here. My husband likes this other one better.
Now, if you're going to be using the owl as your symbol when you do cards, you probably should make sure you have a consistent amount of them. Because like Brittany has a stamp that she uses that's consistent.
Yeah, I might get an owl stamp.
Yeah. So it's something you consistently put on there. Especially if you're going to find that you're doing more of them. Kind of like Davina has her cards that she sends out.
Right. This is the envelope for this one. And then here's the card.
Remember towards me, yeah. Very nice.
So,
And if you have a stamp, then you could do it on the envelope too if you wanted, on the
Yeah.
back of the envelope.
yeah. So this will be going out as well. I was really tickled that I could show it because there's no mail today. So
I'm sure you could find either on Etsy or on like Hobby Lobby's website is terrible, but either Hobby Lobby, Michael's, or Joanne Fabric's website, an owl stamp.
yeah.
And you can find the one you want for the back of the card.
I think I'm going to get maybe a couple of owl stamps, and I think I'm going to get rid of most of my stamps. I'm finding I'm not using stamps. I prefer this.
Now, are you sure you want to get rid of them?
Yes, I don't have the space for them.
Okay, because you don't want to necessarily have to pick them up again.
No, but I have a bunch that I want to take the ones I might use, but I have a lot that I'm probably never going to use.
You might want to make sure you don't have an owl in there already.
Yeah, I'll have to go through them first. So these are these cards. That's my graphic novel.
So I bet you have an owl in there.
I like to do cards. Stamps, I can't quite get the hang of them. I like doing the stickers and the cutting
Didn't
and
Brittany
pasting.
send you to like a stamp magazine
She
or
did. I
something?
have a copy of it, and I might revisit it, but I still don't need all the stamps I have.
Yeah, but the ones you think you're most likely to use.
I might send them all to Brittany and let her deal with them.
Any owl ones, some that you might think you'll use,
Like
even if
it.
there's a remote chance.
Oh yeah, I have a whole tackle box, toolbox kind of thing full of stamps.
Is that the white one?
Yeah, full of and I think I have some in the
Bag.
as well. So, and I don't use any of them right now because I don't have all the different size stamp pads.
Right. Well, once you determine which ones you think you'll use,
Yeah.
make sure you get the stamp pads the size you need.
Yeah.
And I mean, even if you have just the one color, the blue for, because you're going to do them back of the card, or
Yeah.
that's the one you're
Yeah.
most likely to use, or whatever.
Well, I would probably have blue, black, and red,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be enough. I don't think I need any other colors really.
Right.
But okay, so that takes care of that card type, the graphic novel.
Okay, so that leads us into shop. I really don't have any news.
I don't really either. I keep saying I'm going to put things in, but now everybody's got the yarn that I was going to give them. Pat got the prize, and Laura got what I sent her, so now I can start putting things in the shop. And this is what I was going to say to remind me. I think Ty has a retreat next week, so we
I
probably won't be able to do tea or anything, so I'm hoping I can get some yarn dyeing done.
And we probably won't be able to do the podcast.
That's right. We probably won't be able to do the podcast.
So that gives you a chance to get a lot of stuff to possibly show. Because usually the retreat starts around... I'm really not going to be able to have the energy because we do Zoom retreats and there's multiple talks during the day. And usually Zoom is hard on me anyway. I usually have to recover. So...
Recover in between.
But even if I do just one, I usually have to recover. I usually, last couple times I haven't been able to make it to all the talks. So, just because of physical.
Did you finish up afterward? Do them later?
They don't usually, sometimes I do.
Yeah. You probably should, but, I mean, not so, maybe on a weekend or something,
They're not terrible. I mean, even when you're at talks, even when you're at the retreat, it's like, it's very go with the flow.
Mm-hmm. Well, so I think we have a live stream this week.
No, we don't. It's the
I thought it was the second and the last.
Hold on. If it is, I'm going to reschedule because
Because of what?
Because of the. Oh no, it is this week, next week. Yes, you're right.
Okay.
I'm sorry. In my head, we were still in the retreat week, and I'm like, no, we don't. No, you are correct.
Mm-hmm.
This week, on the 8th, there is a live stream for the Patreons.
Yeah.
I do have that scheduled. I just was mixing it up with the week after that, where I'm like, no, we don't.
Yeah, that week.
That was pretty much a wash.
Yeah, that she can't. I'm hoping to get a lot done. I'm hoping to get in the morning, and I'm hoping to get a lot of yarn dyeing and also catch up on my housework because my house is a mess.
The week after that, that's my appointment with Dr. Henderson.
Yep.
Wow, that makes it feel like it's a lot faster than.
Well, that's why I want to get some yarn dyeing done because if I have to do mystery skins, I'd like to get a jump on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. Shop. Just keep an eye on the shop. Is all I can say. I'm going to hopefully dye up yarn. I'd like to get some yarn dyed up this week, but I've got a hair appointment. Ty's got a hair appointment, and Davina has a hair appointment. I have to set up other appointments as well. We'll talk about that in life stuff. But I'll try to get some stuff in the shop in the near future, because I think now the holidays over and all that kind of stuff over, we can get on some kind of even keel with our schedule for a little while.
Yeah, and then everything will. If everything occurs like we hope, then things will be Yeah,
if Ty has surgery, it's going to affect a lot of different things, but we'll talk about that later as well.
Yeah.
Moving on to royalties, right?
Yes.
Okay. What do you have?
Some Adagio stuff.
I have Adagio, but I want to leave the one thing for the end.
Okay.
The big package here.
Yeah. Okay. So, a lot of mine was like I ran out of things and I needed to replace them. I knew that I hadn't run out of my chocolate honey yet, but I know that one of the teas I had to pick up that I really like, I like it with the chocolate honey. It's actually the only tea I really do like with the chocolate honey, because I tried Woody's other one, the one that was like an almond joy, and I didn't like it as much with the chocolate honey.
I have to try that again.
This works really well. The Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I got my first sample for free.
Because he's generous.
No, that one was for free, even though he is generous. That was a card that I traded with somebody, and I didn't realize it was a sample. And then she, when I tried to give her one extra to make up for it, she gave me a card in return, so I still got. Because someone was like, "Hey, just so you know, you gave her a sample for a portion." She's like, "I'm not gonna drink it anyway." So yeah, this ended up being one I really love. It's cherry. I think the lady didn't like Mott, or she couldn't have Mott. It's mocha nut Mott. Cherry and cream, and that's the picture. It's kind of a pick-me-up tea, and the chocolate honey that goes with it. This tin for it, because
it has to be in that tin.
Yes, it actually even matches.
That's what I said.
Yeah, and what I do is I usually cut this out, paste it on here. I'll probably this time around also maybe put the directions somewhere on the bottom or something, because I get tired of having to check Adagio.
Yeah, I have to keep checking Adagio with some of the teas that I pick up in there because I don't have it's not on the.
Yeah. Now this one is a refill of the first tea that I ever got at Adagio, Black Dragon Pearl. It's one of their more expensive ones because I think it's a little bit harder to get a hold of.
Is that the one? Is that from the Masters?
No, this is the one you tried the other day where you thought I'd be smoking. You actually really liked it.
No, I know.
It's not a Masters.
Okay, yeah.
No, this is from Yunnan, China. It's a black tea version of the popular hand-rolled Dragon Pearl style, and it's naturally sweet and smooth. Touch of earthiness and subtle cocoa notes. And use 2 to 3 dragon pearls per cup. So I end up using about 6 for my big 16-ounce cup. So yeah, this is a refill of what I already have.
I like the one you got also from Whistling Kettle, the green jade.
I still have some of that, and I need to have it again at some point. Now this one was one that Mom let me have her portion of.
Oh, that's the okay.
In her tea of the month. So from Adagio, so I threw this in there as a sample because I want to have more of it and see if I still liked it. This wasn't so good by itself, but if you added some cream, it really did taste like a London Fog. So it's a Lavender London Fog by Frankie Doley. So
Yeah, the wrap is making it hard to see.
yeah, hang on.
I think it has a picture of lavender on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Should have removed the wrap earlier. But yeah, ooh, it smells like lavender, but not like that fake lavender, which I can't handle.
Apparently, open it. It's taped.
Yeah, the fake lavender makes me feel, the essential oil lavender makes me feel lightheaded.
But they really taped this down well.
Yeah, they did. I guess they really didn't want to escape.
They never tape it down this well. I had this much trouble with the...
Do you need a pen to try to
I got it.
ease things along?
There we go.
There we go. Thank you.
I don't know how you can smell through the plastic. I couldn't. I know sometimes you can.
But it might be because I have a tendency to be sensitive to lavender.
Oh, it does smell like lavender.
But I can handle it like this. I probably wouldn't for a sustained period of time sit here smelling it.
Mm-mm.
I can taste it as a tea very well. I do sometimes react to lavender as a smell.
You might want to drink it not right in a row either.
Yeah. So I don't tend to hold it up to me very often. Sometimes I can feel it in my throat.
Yeah.
Not that it's tightening or anything, but when I say feel in my throat, sometimes when...
Scratchy?
No, it's just I know something's off.
Yeah. I would be careful when I drink that.
Yeah. But I haven't usually had problems drinking lavender teas. It's more the scent of lavender that bothers me. So like when people put the lavender in the yarn.
Yeah.
Not in the yarn, but in the in sachets.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't use the wool wash that's lavender anymore either.
That's why I say I would drink that like not every day.
Yeah.
And keep a close eye on how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because lavender was probably the first one I realized that I had issues with.
From Adagio, my anniversary, I told you guys last week, I think it was, my husband had our 39th anniversary. And Davina got Mike an Amazon card, and she got me an Adagio card. So I haven't quite decided what I'm going to buy with this yet. So I'm looking forward to spending that. Now the other stash enhancement is partially for you guys, and partially for us. I'll show you what's
Did you show my stuff already that I gave you?
I have my shirts and stuff. Oh, I thought I showed that last week.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I thought I showed that last week.
Is it up there?
No, it's in the dining room.
Yeah. No, that was...
Oh, I thought that was last week. Hold on.
No. I don't think you've shown that yet.
I thought I did, but okay.
Maybe you did. I thought you hadn't.
Yeah, because I said about the Harley Quinn and everything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But again, anyway.
That's right. It arrived before mine.
Yeah. Ow.
Your hip's bothering you?
It's actually above my hip.
Oh.
Okay, I think I showed it to you last week. But
Yeah, you're probably right now. Yeah.
Ty got me this.
That's right, because we
with
found
Harley
the owl.
Quinn, with Harley Quinn and everything.
Yeah.
So let me go put it back because I'm going to use this later on for tea.
Yeah, I forgot. I thought it came with this other package, but it didn't.
I'm usually pretty good about not using it until I've shown it.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite. I like the Adagio one, but that's my favorite one because it's got all the cute little owl on it and pretty fuzzy animals. Okay, now this one came from Christina.
It's really weird. The one I ordered first came second, like arrived last of the two orders.
This came from Christina because she spoils us rotten, okay? First, she gave us something for you guys. And this is really, somebody's going to be really happy with this. This is Fiber Spates yarn, and it's
Spates, not space.
Yeah. The DK.
Mm-hmm.
It's 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere.
So all the nice stuff.
225 per. I don't know if that's yards or meters. It's a UK yarn, I think. So I think it's probably meters.
And it's very soft. You want it on your neck.
This is extremely soft. Very soft. I'm not sure what the colorway is. To me, it looks kind of like
Let me see.
I don't know, copper or something.
Color.
Rust, maybe. I don't know. It's a beautiful color.
Yeah,
Autumnal.
they have a space for color, but they didn't put anything there.
And it's very, very pretty.
It is
very,
very pretty.
Look at that.
It makes me think of some sort of spice.
Yeah, like a no, paprika's darker than this.
No, like what color is cardamom or cinnamon? Too light for
Cinnamon's dark.
cinnamon.
It's too light for cinnamon.
It's one
Pumpkin spice.
That might be
it. Looks like pumpkin spice.
Because it looks like one of those autumnal spices.
Isn't that gorgeous?
I mean, you could probably get away with calling it autumnal spice.
So this is a prize. It may be the first of the year. It might be the end of the year prize. But it's absolutely beautiful.
You know, Mom, it's definitely lavender. I put it down, and now I can't smell it anymore. The feeling went away.
Okay. Well,
So I'd have to be careful how much I smell lavender.
Yeah, so this is a prize. I don't know when it'll be appearing. It might appear next year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or yeah, and
We will have to, because Mom already has all her prizes set up.
almost all of them. Yeah, I don't have the one for July set up.
Right.
But
This.
yeah, she spoils us rotten.
Very rotten.
She made us each a bad.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Look at the size of this thing.
This thing is huge.
I could sit in this. I can put myself in here and mail myself, or put myself in a. Look at, isn't that gorgeous? Look at
And
all
the fun fabric.
Look at the owls.
I actually like this guy here. He looks so cranky.
Look at it's better. You can see the owls better this way. Isn't that
This
gorgeous?
guy is so cranky. I love his face.
Look at these. He's
my favorite.
I like this one right here. Which one?
Oh, he reminds me of the button that you like so much.
Yeah. So I can find him here. They're all owls.
It's that one right there
Isn't
she
it
likes.
fun? I love this. This has got to have one of my
No,
blankets.
I really love the cranky blue one.
I love them all.
He's kind of cranky too. He's what are those owls? Specific type of owl.
Barn owl?
I think it might be a barn owl. He looks cranky too. Although barn owls tend to look cranky. He's got his head partially turned.
I don't think there's a snowy owl on here.
Oh.
But they have all these different owls. This one looks like he's on drugs.
Wow, he does.
He's got the star.
They both. They're together on drugs. I guess. Why do it alone?
I can't. I don't know where's that.
Hold on. Let's find the drugged owls. There's the
There it
drugged
is.
owls.
They have these big starburst-like eyes. I think they're like a petite kind of thing. But
Yeah.
anyway, they're really. I love.
There's
this.
so many of this cranky guy. I love him.
I cannot tell you how much I love this bag.
See, look, here he is again.
It's just. Well, who is?
The cranky owl.
I don't think he's cranky.
He's got like this scowl on his face. He's like, how dare you look at me?
I love this bag.
I mean, look at his angry eyes.
I just love this bag.
Yeah, there's another one of him. He's like all over the place.
Look at this little baby one. And
Yeah.
I just love this bag. I can't tell you.
I bet you cranky owl is like the majority. Like he's the one who's most here.
Well, there's several that are. They're in a pattern, so there's a lot.
I mean, maybe it's because
I
he
think it's because
also he's the one who stands out
for
to
you,
me.
yeah, that's why you see so many of them. Oh, this one looks like this one reminds me of Zucker's grandfather, uncle. He makes me think of Zucker's uncle.
Zuko's
Zuko from Avatar.
Zuko's uncle looks like an owl.
He reminds me of Zuko's uncle.
I would have never pulled that out of
He
that.
reminds me of him. I think it's the expression. It just makes me happy. This is so much fun. I love it. It makes me happy. Thank you very much, Christina, for your
So
generosity.
it's perfect for her blankets.
Show yours.
So mine is very cool. It's all the different knit kind of sayings, and this is a nice size for sweaters or shawls. I was thinking sweaters myself. And here's the sheep with all the pieces telling what part of it is used for what: a belt, a hat, a sweater, a scarf, poncho, mittens.
I love the fact that this is white inside, so I can find things.
Yeah, this one's white inside is too.
Gosh, she's enormous.
And she always has her label.
Her label's in here. Mama C Creations.
Yes.
Love it.
So
Love it. Love it. Love
very cool.
it. Absolutely love it.
And yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what sweater can move into here, because I'm pretty sure I have a sweater that doesn't quite fit in a bag. Oh, I never noticed, because I have another bag that's similar to this, but I never noticed this one saying: when I learned how to knit, I forgot how to cook. I never saw that one.
I love the
Because
size of that.
I thought I had seen Moose's, because
Well, we now each have a matching set. You've got a matching set with that. I've got a matching set with the other owl.
the other one I have is smaller. It was
I think it was a sock bag.
no. I used it as a purse. It was about maybe about this height, but it ended like here.
It's only about half, three quarters. Of the
Yeah.
size. This is a nice size.
It is a nice size. It's very nice for sweaters. The other one is a little tight for sweaters. I have a sweater in it now, I think.
You're moving into this one.
It depends on the sweater. If I have your owl one in it, that's a nice small sweater and it can handle it. And I think that might be what's in it. The owl one, because it's such a lightweight yarn, can really take a smaller bag. Whereas something like Dad's sweater, which is worsted weights, that needs more room.
I think this is going to be a blanket bag.
Oh, the other one might be carrying a shawl.
Thank you so much, Christina.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. This is absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it. You did a fantastic job on it.
Yes, thank you.
And I know that the yarn will be very much appreciated as a prize. Okay, so
Knit happens.
watch your language.
No, language.
Language, and yes, that is a reference.
And that one.
Oh, that's not going away anytime soon.
Yes. That one's Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Yes. I know that one got that one gets slammed a lot more than some of the others. I liked that one.
I liked all of them.
I think though it's partially the interactions.
Yeah.
Because
Kat doesn't like language like that.
even though I thought Ragnarok was funny, that wasn't my favorite because
Yeah, it was almost tried too hard.
yes, it felt like some of the interactions were off.
Although I do love, one of my favorite things in the whole of the universe is him and Thor.
Him and Loki and Thor are great together.
Yeah, and
that still crosses over.
Well, I just love the, we're not doing Get Help. Oh, we got to do Get Help. We're totally doing Get Help. And then later on they come back when he's doing, we're not doing Get Help. with Helen.
Honestly, the only parts I really enjoyed in that movie were the Loki Thor parts. I thought that they overdid, maybe because Chris Hemsworth really likes humor, but I felt like they overdid the humor for it. It felt out of place for that character. I thought adding more humor to him was fine, but not that level of it.
Yeah.
It didn't fit the character that we had previously seen.
Although it was funny to see him realize, yes! We know each other from work! He's a friend from work!
Well, like I said, there were funny parts of it, but I still felt like it was out of character.
I just loved Loki's reaction. He's like,
yes. Well, Loki was perfect the entire time.
Loki steals every movie he's in.
Loki stayed consistent, but Thor was like all over the place.
It was funny to see Loki and Goldblum together because Goldblum was looking at him going, after that whole thing, like,
I think Dad said that Goldblum, he does that kind of like thing that he does on purpose it kind of is a filler to keep people from breaking in. So it allows him to keep going in whatever spiel he's doing,
right.
and it keeps people from breaking in while he's doing a spiel.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's what Dad said. Because he was there was apparently like this behind the scenes thing with Goldblum, and apparently he's like really on top of things. Not quite, Jim Carrey on top of things, where it's like apparently people can't work with Jim Carrey and not crack up.
Yeah, no, I've heard that.
And that he is like constantly coming out with stuff.
Well, you kind of have to let him run,
Well, it's like Robin Williams used to be.
Yeah.
Him, Jim Carrey, and I guess Goldblum to an extent. Not necessarily to them.
Not as the comedic, but as the improvisation they let Robert Downey Jr. just kind of go.
And Robert Downey Jr. is good insofar as he keeps in character when he's doing it.
Oh, he's awesome. I love him.
Because I think they sometimes had to rein in Robin Williams because he would make references to things that weren't pertinent.
Right. And
they'd have to rein him in a little bit.
Right. Before we get going with that, because we're hitting 2 hours.
Yeah.
I wrote some stuff on the shared story because I do have it. I had my writers group, so I did write some on the story. And I did write
quite a bit. You said, right?
Yeah, I did, and I wrote a little bit, not at the shared story at at the writers group, but I don't know if it was this week or last week.
And she and I need to go through some details that we had talked about but forgot to make notes on.
Right.
Because we're getting to some pretty... it's part we've been working up to for years, which sounds weird to say that, but we figured that we've been working on this story for close to 15 years. But you gotta
it's a hot mess. If anybody wanted to
see
that in a book form, there's so many POV changes and head hopping and stuff because we're writing,
there's stylistic changes because when I started, I was midway through college, so you see a maturation for me. My characters mature with me. Now I do like to think that some of it is just character development.
Some of it is.
But some of it's definitely stylistic. I feel like there became more depth into character as I matured. Speech styles definitely shifted for my characters, at least. All my or at least I think most of my characters have a pretty consistent voice pattern. But that had to develop. So
a lot of mine already had that.
Well, you also came into the story with these.
Well, not all of them. Just one.
You're right.
Well, no, two.
And also, you were already at a mature level.
Right.
Now, I do think you had stylistic changes.
I had a lot of stylistic changes.
I think that we did. Timothy Zahn influenced me, and I think that through me, he influenced you, and it helped us cut out a lot of the inner things, some of these that really bogged down the story.
I took a lot of different influences.
Well, Mom says she can tell in my writing when I've been reading Jane Austen.
Right. Well, people say that they can tell when I'm reading like Timothy Zahn and stuff like that because I kind of, whenever I'm reading, I had somebody tell me one time, I wrote something, said, I don't know if it was Terry Brooks or if it was Eddings, and they could see some of the flavor of that creeping in.
Well, I like to think that we're better at character development than Eddings is.
Yeah, I don't.
Eddings has like 2 characters, maybe 3.
Yeah,
and
this was way back at the beginning when I was first starting. I came via poetry, so.
And I really enjoyed that series, but as I looked back, as I read back, he has like 2 character voices that you can hear. It's like all the males have one voice and all the females have this voice, and it crosses all of his books to the point where you really can't tell who's talking without the attribution. Whereas I like to think if I have a certain character talk, I don't always need that attribution, particularly the one character.
Well, there's a couple characters you have that are definitely like that. There's a couple characters I have that are definitely like that. And then there are some that are closer, but I think that they're different enough.
I do think it's at least not like Eddings, who you really could have any one of those characters say it. When your 12-year-old sounds like the adults, even though you can have mimicking, with that, not to that extent.
Yeah.
Now, he probably was the one who was most different from the others, but...
Yeah.
And same with Ephrael. She probably was...
Yeah, Ephrael.
Although they all used some of the same phrases, and it, again, crossed through all the books. I know it was a husband-wife team. Maybe that's what was so difficult. But, yeah.
Okay, so...
writing makes you a more critical reader.
For a while, I couldn't write because I was editing. I couldn't read because I was editing. And so when I got to reading, I was like, okay, this doesn't go here. This should be a period. This should be a comma. This is head hopping. And it ruined my reading for a while.
Yeah, I find that I have a lot more definite opinions about stylistically, where I would just before have opinions about the story. Now style comes into things for me.
Right.
And this crosses into my nonfiction reading as well.
And characterization has always been huge. I can put up with a not so great story if the characterization is well done.
Yes.
But if the characterization is not done, then forget about the plot.
Doesn't matter if it's the greatest plot ever.
I don't care. I'm not interested in the characters. I don't care. So
yeah, as long as you have character continuity and really good characters. I was really sad when I had to jettison a book that I was in love with the characters. I still think about them sometimes, but it went into fairly graphic stuff, and that's not what I want to read. But it disappointed me because I had fallen in love with these characters.
Okay, so that takes care of that. We have a little bit of life stuff. We'll truncate it because of that over 2 hours. But if you don't want to hear the life stuff, please feel free to say goodbye, and we'll hope to see you here again next week for the Fun in the Woman Cave. We don't want to wish you. Let's say thank you to the people first. I want to thank Looney Hiker, Kara, Wendy, Joan, Christina, and Jodidiah, and anyone else that I missed between the time I put my show notes up here and the time we started podcasting. Thank you for your comments. We always appreciate them. We'll let you go if you don't want to hear the live stuff, and if you do, just stick around for a few more minutes. God bless and have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so life stuff. We went to a doctor's appointment on Tuesday. Testing. So.
Yeah, she went into the testing stuff, and I had a very interesting discussion with a person there who was quite
one of those people who really does lift up your day. But
yes.
I could see how maybe for someone might find him off-putting.
Yeah, he's very high energy, and he was one of these people who kind of had a conversion experience.
He's one of those people who manages to bring God into the conversation.
Yeah. And he's perfect.
So for someone who is not based in a religious mindset, I can see where it might be off-putting. But for us, it was great.
Well, he measured me, he measured you, and he was more free.
Yeah.
With what he was talking about. When Ty left, we continued the conversation to the point where he had got called in. He was like, are you friends? No, no. Well, yeah, but no, just met friends. Yes. So it was kind of neat. He was. I say a prayer for him because he's on the road, Christianity road. So
yeah.
We're happy about that. So I had a very long discussion with him, almost the entire time she was there, except for when he was in for his appointment.
Yeah.
But you're still waiting. You have to go to Dr. Henderson to get your results.
Yes. So that's not. Whoopsie. Sorry. Let me turn that off. Not this week. Not the week that I miss for the retreat. It's the week after the retreat, and it's on a Thursday, I think.
And thankfully, it falls between. Well, it's Thursday, but it falls between our.
Well, we have even a week after that because I think it's a long.
It is. We have 5 Fridays.
So
this week, this month.
Yeah. So I should know coming then. So I am a bit nervous, not because. I mean, surgery is always a nervous thing, but I'm nervous that if it doesn't show that, then it's like, what next? Mm-hmm. Because I do feel like the trouble walking has become more frequently recently. Some days worse than others, but I can feel it in my back more when I walk. So that actually gives me some hope that is tethered cord versus something else. Mm-hmm. But if the test wasn't conclusive enough, then I don't know where to go from there.
We'll wait. We'll get to that when we get to it. Hopefully, we won't have to get to that point. And
then after that, we don't know if I do get surgery. If because that is the only thing you really can do for tethered cord. Right. If that, if we do find out tethered cord, and that's the direction we go, because it's tethered cord, then we don't know when surgery will happen.
And that. I had the dental appointment, the follow-on type thing for my jaw on Friday, and thankfully there's no structural type stuff. Mm-hmm. I had a very weird type of treatment with kind of a medical laser thing, and they're going to set me up for 6 weeks of that. They want to give me some muscle relaxants, which I'm really nervous about, but the way she's got it set up is a little less off-putting, to see if I can not have so much pain when I'm eating or tiring in my jaw, that kind of stuff. Right now I'm okay, but sometimes with the weather I have pain just opening my mouth to eat a sandwich. So, just a regular sandwich. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even talking about like a hoagie or anything. Just
a thin sandwich.
A thin sandwich. So she seems to think that might take care of it. She said that there's also a possibility of, she's saying hopefully that we won't have to go this route either, but she has developed a mouth guard that you wear all the time, and you can eat with it and everything. Mm-hmm. So I guess it doesn't prevent you from talking. It doesn't prevent you from eating.
I wonder if it's similar in styles. Like you hear of those like invisible braces, and
I think it
things
probably
of that,
is. It probably
you
is.
know, that adults can wear. And you don't really see it. I wonder if it's that kind of thing.
I think it's probably something like that. I mean, I obviously have to take it off to wash. I have to be able to brush
Yeah.
my teeth and
Yeah.
everything. But that's kind of expensive, so I'm hoping that we don't have to go
But
that
at least
route.
you know there's an option. It's not like surgery.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing to do surgery
Yeah.
right now. I mean, at least at this point. I mean, if they still can't find something, they might do the CAT scan and see if there's something else. But as far as they can tell, nothing. I still have a little, it's a little frustrating. It gets scary if I'm eating something and I can't open my mouth
Yeah.
because I've gotten to the point when I would take very small bites.
I'm still wearing her down to try to get her to have the protein smoothies like I have in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I don't want it in the morning. Morning's fine.
Well, no, I'm saying like what
Yeah.
like I have in the morning, but you can have it.
Right.
You know?
I was telling my husband that if I feel like my jaw's acting up, I can stick that in, like when I would have my peanut butter sandwich or something.
Yeah.
And just have it then.
Because I have frozen apples in my freezer that I'm not using because I'm not as fond of the apple pie just because I'm not a huge apple pie person, but you really enjoyed that one, and I still have the caramel protein powder from that, and it's pea protein, so it shouldn't bother her the way that that protein in the past has, the protein powders, because that's usually whey most of the time, and Mom has serious problems with dairy products.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can eat it occasionally.
But you always notice it.
I always notice it. And it gets, now I can notice it the day after.
So,
it's
I
just-
think that's what you felt when you had a protein bar the one time.
Oh, that was something different. I don't know what happened there. That I'd had a few protein bars, and that I don't want to go into what happened then.
But I bet if it's anything, it could have possibly been the whey in there.
It could have been. And it just could have been that I had some kind of bug I didn't
It
realize.
could, but I bet the whey didn't help.
Because I don't react to protein normally. It had to be...
Well, that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. It had to have been the dairy in the protein.
It could be. It could
Whereas this one uses a pea protein.
Yeah. So I'm
Because obviously you're not allergic to protein. You don't have problems with protein because you eat meat all the time.
I eat meat, and I also the muffin things that you gave me because you
Yeah.
can't eat anymore. They have protein in them.
Yeah.
So I'm just a little leery because I have to know that I'm at home.
Yeah.
For that, and so until I get comfortable with it. But
Well, you've had some of mine and you haven't had any.
yeah, but that's not a lot of it. So that's I kind of like to have a little more definitive answer about what's going on. They seem to think something is like inflammation and swelling and stuff like that. So we'll see if that works. The lady seems really good. I was impressed by her. The doctor, she looks like she's 12. I guess I'm just getting old because they all look like they're 12. But she's really cute, and she doesn't like to push necessarily medicines or surgeries or anything like that. She wants to see what she can do first without it. And she looked at the prescription I'd got from my other dentist and said, "That's too much for you. 3 times a day for this amount is too much for you. It'll knock you out." She said it'll heal whatever you've gotten there, but you're going to be out. And so she wants me to start with like half of one tablet.
And work your way up.
And work my way up to 1 tablet. And it might take a little longer, but I'd be able to function.
Yeah.
So
Functioning is important.
functioning's important. So yeah, that's that. My husband might have to have shoulder surgery, so I just we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
We're just trying to put all the surgeries in one time period.
Yeah, I just kind of want everything to be so that I have real problems driving distances, and I can't help them. It's not a...
No, she actually will start.
Yeah. And if I add the stress that I have people going to surgery depending on me, I don't know if that's a good idea. So if I have to do it, I will obviously do it.
I'm not sure if you could physiologically just because you do have such a reaction to it.
I mean, I travel just fine and all that.
Yeah, but you're not the one driving.
I was able to do it when I had a second driver in the car.
But even then, I remember driving with you when I was the second driver in the car. You were still tense as all get out. You just don't like it. I don't know if it's after you had the accident or whatever, but as long as I've known, as long as I can remember, you've always been a tense driver.
After a certain distance.
Yeah. I mean, around town you're fine, but
I can even drive out to Winchester,
You're
That's
not.
about,
Yeah.
that's about as far.
Yeah, it's
and I
about-
have to go the route I want to go.
Right. You get really uncomfortable if you have to do highway. So.
And
yeah.
I have to know where I'm going.
Yeah.
It's just
I think that the farthest I've seen you go, even more than Winchester, is Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival because it's such a nice drive. It's all
Berryville.
country.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing stressful about it.
Well, it's all small town.
Yeah. So even though you're going a farther distance, I think, than you go to Winchester, when you add it all up, it feels like you're
Maybe,
just
yeah.
kind of.
Well, it's meandering. The worst I have to do is 522, and I drive that to go to Walmart or whatever. So
Right. And then the rest of the way is like your small town. And then, oh yeah, I think the only exciting thing is you have a circle,
roundabout.
a roundabout.
And I'm an old hand at roundabouts.
Yeah. So.
Because I lived in England for 4 years.
Yeah.
So roundabouts no problem. But yeah, and my husband usually likes to. He knows I get a little tense, and he doesn't like me to drive by myself. So
And I used to like to drive, but it's probably not a good idea anymore. Between the fact that I really don't have full range of motion anymore in my neck.
now I think if you ever get to the point where we could go to Shenandoah Valley, I could drive us if you were in the car.
Right. Well, I do think that you have a good comfort level with Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival just because it is a nice, simple drive. And we've gotten to the point where you can almost do it without the GPS
Yeah.
because we've gotten to the point where you can recognize landmarks.
Yep.
But
But I don't see me going to a fiber festival for a long time.
I think a lot would have to change.
I don't see Talia going for a long time. I don't see myself going. I thought about going this year, but that was when Mike was like, okay, I can drive you, we can walk around and then come home. But if he's got shoulder surgery, he's not gonna be able to drive.
And for me, even if I was at a better point, it's really not wheelchair or rollator friendly. It's slightly more rollator friendly because you can. But I was constantly bumping, and wheelchair. I almost tipped a couple times.
It was hard to push on that too.
Very jealous of the person who had the what do they call it? The off-road wheel.
It was the Humvee of the wheelchairs.
Yeah, she had it a personally designed. It was super cool. I think she had it to like it would also stand up so she can get out or whatever.
Oh, did she? I don't know.
I can't remember. It had a lot going on. But we do need to go.
Yeah. We want to wish you all a very wonderful 4th of July and a blessed week filled of knitting, crocheting, crafting, cross-stitching, whatever it is that makes your heart happy. And we hope to see you here again for the Fun in the Women Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 512, and that's a wrap.
Bye.